Well, hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday Night Fistivities. Big round of applause from the studio audience. Hello. It's good to see you. KB here with you. Good to see you. Good to be in your earlobes if you're one of the people listening to the audio version of this. Hi, everybody. KB with you. Let's see. Tonight, big show, supersized UFC Heavyweight Ilir Latifi is on with us, and that is going to be a lot of fun. He's a really cool guy. I have talked to him a few times over the years, and I really like him. He's just cool and obviously a beast. So we will be talking to him. He's fighting Aleksei Oleinik this Saturday. I will be working this Saturday, so I'm looking forward to it. He and Aleksei are fighting in the featured prelim. So that is going to be good. I'm not exactly sure what time everything starts. Prelims usually at 4:00 West Coast, and then main card is usually at 7. But I'm not exactly sure on this one, so I'm sorry about that. I should know. I'm working, but I just haven't got it all nailed down. So anyway, hey Dave. Love you, make me crazy. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. So anyway, it's good to see you guys. And Renato Laranja, of course, will be along in a couple of minutes. And I should probably tell you what we're going to do on the show besides having Ilir here, which is going to be great. So let me just show you what else we have in store for us. So we'll talk to Ilir, and then we will do, he's fighting, it's UFC Vegas 61 this Saturday, and also on that card, excuse me, the main event is Mackenzie Dern versus Yan Xiaonan. So we will have Chidi's choice. Chidi is our bearded dragon mascot. For those of you who don't know who he is, if you've never seen the show before, Chidi is a bearded dragon, and he predicts fights. He is on a real hot streak. I really need to check. It's literally, I want to say 7 or 8 in a row that he's gotten correct now. So I do need to look into that and get the exact figure, but he has made his selection for the main event on Saturday. And so we will share that with you, and we can talk about that. And the co-main event with Randy Rude Boy, Randy Brown versus Francisco Trinaldo, who doesn't age, who's 44, I believe 44. And still going. So amazing for him. Talk about, have you guys seen the card jitsu that's going on? The card jitsu, I want to get your take on that, see if you guys are fans or not of card jitsu. Also, and I just showed this to my kid, and she's like, what? I don't know if you guys saw this going around on social media. There was a solar salesman who came to this guy's door and was all caught on one of the, doorbell camera things. And let's just say the exchange he had with the homeowner left a lot to be desired, and is very problematic. Anyway, so we'll get into that, and because that was crazy. And then I don't know, I'm a little bit of a science nerd. NASA had launched the probe thingy that crashed into the asteroid, and I'm curious what you guys think of that. And then also, of course, that just made me think of Armageddon and kind of great asteroid movies and just kind of great sci-fi movies and stuff like that. So maybe we'll get into some of that. And then also, if there is some other MMA news. And obviously, if you guys ever have, I don't know why I say obviously, but if you ever have relationship questions too, Renato is, I don't want to pretend that it's good advice a lot of the time. Although sometimes it is. Last week, I want to say in particular, or maybe it was the week before, when we were talking to a viewer about long distance relationships, I think we both had some very good advice to give. So I can't say that we never give good advice, but if you know Renato at all, you do know that some of this advice is going to be questionable, I suppose, depending on where you side on the either side of the dating relationship with Renato. But at any rate, that's what's on the show. That's what's coming up at any rate. Let's see. Okay. I wonder the Ender Band if Ilir calls his chick Queen Latifi. That's good. That's funny. He should. I have a feeling though, he also feels, I feel like he could have like a stable, right? Is one woman enough for Ilir? But we did have some very heartfelt advice on the show. We do, Randy, give good advice. I have to agree with you on that one. I do have to agree with that. So, yeah. Yeah, Tim, no, there's no chance of me replacing Aspen on the UFC roster. I do not want to get punched in the face. I don't want to get punched in the face by a lot of those badass chicks. Although I will say this, one of the badass chicks, excuse me, that's rude to drink on the mic. One of the badass chicks recently announced she'll be out of circulation for a little while. I don't know if you guys saw last week, Jermaine Durand to me announced that she is pregnant. So she will, like I said, be out of rotation for a while. But I think that is great. She's such a cool girl and I really like her. So I'm excited for her to become a mom. That's pretty exciting for her. So good, congratulations to her and her girlfriend, her partner. It's exciting news for them. So very cool. And yeah, okay. So what other news that, well, we'll get into some of it with Renato. And so here's the thing, officially, I guess what Hamza talked about going officially to 185, Ilir knows him, trains with him, so we can get his take on that. I think that's probably the right move in light of his escapades, let's call them, on the scale. But the reason that hurts my heart is that means we won't see Hamza versus Colby, which I really wanted to see. You know what I mean? I'm not sure who else is with me on that one, but I feel like that was a fight that would have been really cool to see and a challenge for both fighters. And I would have enjoyed that one. So I'm bummed we can't see it. That's not to say that Colby can't ever go to 85, but who knows? Colby's kind of MIA right now anyway, right? What's he doing? But anyway, what do I think? Okay, so how? Okay, he does. Yeah, he probably has a harem. He probably has a harem. Is exactly right. Okay, hey, a couple of things I wanted to get into too. Yeah, along with the car jujitsu. Did you hear that the Space Force has a new song? Because I'm sorry, along with the Armageddon thing and the Astros, they put out a Space Force song the other day. I kind of forgot that the Space Force was a thing. As much as I'm into sci-fi and everything, I actually sort of forgot that Space Force was a thing. So, because I know they made a couple of TV shows, right? A couple of comedies about them where making fun of that kind of thing. So I do feel like I was kind of a little bit surprised that that was still really a thing, but what do you know? It actually is. So I am curious about that. Somebody else who should have his own theme song. If they had a theme song, I feel like it would be something slinky, something maybe the kind of blaxploitation 70s film vibe. At any rate, folks, you know why I'm bringing that up. It's because it's time to welcome 27-time world jiu-jitsu champion, though he did not participate at this year's ADCC, probably because he didn't want to embarrass everybody, I'm guessing is the reason. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome 27-time jiu-jitsu champion, Mr. Renato Laranja.
Season greetings. The new season is upon us, Porha.
It is. You're right. Season 2 is upon us. Thank you for mentioning that. Let me adjust my camera here. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, season 2 of Tuesday Night Festivities. Tonight is episode 1 of season 2. Last week was episode 52, so this is episode 53. But you're right. Thank you for mentioning that. I forgot to mention that.
Well, I'm surprised, frankly. If I don't bring stuff up, if I don't take care of the everyday goings on in this podcast, this fucking thing, forget about it.
When the wheels would come off. You're really, truly in the driver's seat. Is that it?
Yeah, I deal with the minutia and the everyday today stuff or whatever.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because, okay, but anyway, you're right. But anyway, how are you?
Not too shabby, caray.
Really? What's new? Do tell, Tesha Cat.
What is it new? I just...
Look at you. What's her name? What's her name?
I,
you
there is a day. What's their name for her?
what's their names?
These ladies identify as they. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm not talking about one who identify as a they. I'm talking about multiple of that one.
All of them.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so they all contribute something that the other one is missing. Like
Well,
in
good for you. You look very content.
I'm hested, I'm well hested, and I'm well taken care of. And I like to keep it like I'm Professor Xavier, and the women is like the X-Men. One of them is good at one stuff, and the other one is turned into a fucking, a wild animal, and the
Right.
other one is have psychic power. Or no, fuck
Right.
that.
One's a storm, one's a
Actually, the one who has
shapeshifter.
psychic power, I gotta kick out of the crew.
You gotta get rid of her because she knows you're gonna
I
gonna call her.
She's gonna be like this. Oh God, are you? What the fuck you doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Storm was here. Yeah, Mystique was here. Yeah,
Mystique. Oh God, are you? Okay. I only need, if I was ever to settle down with one woman, the only one could be Mystique.
Right, because she can be every woman.
Yeah, she's gonna turn to that one. I'm gonna go, hey, today I feel like this one. Today I feel like
I tell you,
Asian.
Taylor Kitsch, who I think he played Gambit in the movie, didn't he? Ooh.
Yeah. He's also in a lot of other shit.
He could get it. Well, I know him from Friday Night Lights, and I thought he could get it. And then I felt bad because I was like, that's a show about high school kids. And I was sitting at home going, he could get it. And I felt a little bit of shame.
No, don't. Meanwhile, the guy's 39. You know what I mean? Playing a fucking high school kid.
He
was a
very
model.
Cute.
He was a model before he was an actor.
Very, very, very attractive.
I can see that. I could see that.
Yeah. Well, plus on Friday Night Lights, he just played, his character was cool. So everything about him was cool. You know what I mean?
Type I could imagine.
Yeah. So it was like you kind of felt for Riggins. You felt for the overall thing. And whoever, what is his name again? Taylor Kitsch. Whoever he is in real life, I don't even know. Like, he might be not cool. He played Riggins.
Yeah, Higgins. And I'm not.
Who's with me on this? Who watched Friday Night Lights? It was great.
No, the other guy.
And what's her face was Lila was adorable. She was so cute. It was such a great show. I actually loved that show. Coach, Full Hearts. What is it? Full Hearts. Something can't lose. Clear Eyes, Full Hearts Can't Lose.
Never mind, Clear Eye. That's from what's the one?
Friday Night Lights.
Eye drops or whatever with the guy from fucking Ferris Bueller.
Clear Eyes, Full Hearts Can't Lose.
But the fuck I was gonna say, you confused because you said Higgins, but Higgins is the guy. Is like the high hand man for Magnum PI. The guy with the mustache. That's Higgins, not that guy. Anyway, never mind.
Thought that was anyway.
Higgins,
but anyway.
Also, I remember when Higgins there's a video.
Yo, you're saying Higgins is from Magnum. Riggins is Friday Night Lights.
I failed to see the difference. Now, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Higgins, Friday Night Light. Oh, Higgins, yeah. What happened to you? What you got in there? You drinking Grandpa's cough medicine in there, or some fucking?
Yeah, I'm on the syrup.
The scissor. But speaking of Higgins, somewhere.
Hold on a second. Wait, Ilir said, "Can we give him 5 more minutes?" I think we can.
My pleasure. Because now I can talk about Higgins. So now, if you look on YouTube somewhere, I remember like Higgins Machado. He liked to be with a lot of different celebrity and shit like that, and he trained a lot of different. So he was kind of getting a drop. He was, I think, training maybe Vin Diesel for like maybe Fast and Furious or something like that. So he was kind of getting him to do a drop for him, like a little video saying like, "Hey, this is my training," that kind of stuff. Yeah. But then the fucked up thing was like he's trying to big him up, but clearly he fuck up the name. He go like this, "Hey, this guy here is one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world. This is Master Higgins," or whatever. He made him sound like an old black cop from like fucking. He made him sound like Danny Glover in fucking. That's Higgins. Hey, this is Master
That
Higgins.
sucks.
And I was like, oh god. And you know, like
The-
you can tell that like Higgins is kind of like fuck it, because at least he's in the video. You know, he can't
Right.
stop it and go, hey, wait, you're fucking up my name here.
You messed up. You messed up. Well, I can tell you, Rashad Evans, our good friend Sugar, who has been on this show, and people should go back and look at that episode with Sugar because he was great. And we got into all kinds of stuff. You know, he's way into like the magic mushrooms and all that kind of stuff. So if people are into psychedelics or they want to know more about it, we talked a lot about that with Sugar. But you know, he is a UFC Hall of Famer. We had a really good time with him. I love him. I'm actually working with him this weekend. Working with Sugar and Chiesa for the fight this weekend. And we will get into the Chidi's choice for Mackenzie Dern versus Jan Shanaun.
I got a question. How the fuck we never had Chiesa on here?
I know. It doesn't make sense. We should definitely have him on. He's awesome. I love that dude.
How the I just thought of that. Why they almost seem like that's a sin.
Because it's probably one of those things where it was right under my nose, so I didn't even think of it.
Yeah.
Because I see him a lot. I love that kid.
But that's how so is my Bronson. Oh god. Why you don't think of that's why you don't think of that one, because he's right there. Oh god, underneath the surface here, you see this area here? Look, see that? Underneath the surface is lurked like Joao's. My counsel.
Are you even wearing pants?
No. To be honest, I'm not, porra. I'm how you call commando.
Commando, but yeah, you're 100% right that we should have Chiesa on. That would actually be a lot of fun.
Okay.
It'd be a lot of fun. At any rate, I was talking about Rashad for a reason.
Because he do magic mushroom and he's gonna. Oh, you're gonna do a thing with him this weekend or something like that.
I'm working with him this weekend. I don't know. We were talking about something else.
Because we was.
I forget. I don't know. It's not that important. At any rate, I was saying that Rashad was on. He's a Hall of Fame. I don't know. We were talking to him about something. Anyway, it's not
thank
important.
God. Let's change the subject. No more. No, I'm kidding. No, I love you, Hashaj, but come on. Enough about the Hall of Fame and all that stuff.
Yeah. But so listen. So Ilir is going to be on with us, and I think the first time that I met him was at a UFC media day. I'd have to look at his whatever record to remember which one it was. But I remember being like, oh.
Did you hate it on him?
Did I what?
Did you hate it on him or no?
No, because
all squirrely and stuff.
I you know, at the time, my ex was my cameraman, right? So there was never any. When I was doing interviews and things, I wasn't flirting with people. That's why it used to crack me up when people would be like, "Oh my god!" And then we know what happened after that interview, or KB totally slept with that dude, or like yada yada yada. Because my ex was a cameraman, so like none of that was happening. But I do remember the first time that I interviewed Ilir, and it was one of those, you know, sometimes you just roll up on people and you don't know what to expect. And I remember just rolling up and I was like, and I remember just looking at him and then I was like, oh.
Because he's a heel man.
Oh, yeah. He has very nice eyes, if I'm being honest. And now I could say this before he gets here and then I'll be embarrassed when he does. But he has very nice eyes. And I just remember being like, oh, yeah, okay. Stay, focus, because don't get stay in the moment here. You're talking about fights.
I know you experience that same one every fucking week. Look at that one.
Every Tuesday night at about 7:07. When we lock eyes, Renato. Okay, so here. Wait. People are saying that you're free.
Yeah, I mean free ball. Like the song by what's his name? The guy who looked like a horse tooth Gary
Tom Petty, Free Fall. Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, free balling. Tom Petty looked like the horse from you remember the gum that have stripes and stuff? gum.
The zebra gum,
Yeah,
the zebra gum.
he looked like that horse, the zebra or whatever.
Hey,
But
here's a real question. I mentioned on the lead-in that you did not compete in ADCC this year, but this 808 VW is saying, in all honesty, Uncle, could you compete or / beat Gordon Ryan when you were at your peak? I think it would be a great match. I mean, Gordon Ryan is a big dude. He's a lot bigger than you,
listen,
but
listen,
you know,
listen. I was developed jiu-jitsu to so that a more slender, more perfect body can beat a big galuch who is juiced up to the gill. That's why we create that one. So, and a lot of the stuffs that João Danaher create was stolen from me when I did a seminar, when I taught a seminar at Henzo Gracie's years ago. Because I'll show you the footage. He was in the corner on his little notebook and stuff and hiding down all the secret stuffs. And then lo and behold, then you have the Gary Chonin, then you have the fucking Gordon Hine and stuff like that. So I mean, you know, I've been there, did that. I seen all that stuff already. So I know what he's gonna try to do. And he knows it too. That's why you'll never hear him calling me out, boy. It's always the fan that wanna see that one, not Gordon Hine. He know where his bread is.
But I do love how Craig Jones and like Nicky Rod and those guys are like, we're number 2, the B team. They call themselves the B team. And what did they say? He put something up the other day. I cracked up. He goes, "Yeah, we're not here to take over. We're here to take part." You know?
Yeah, hey, listen,
like they have such a great sense of humor about it. Those dudes crack me up.
They do, and they fucking great. You know, all those guys is great.
They really are.
If it wasn't for Gordon Hine, those guys would be the number 1. But that's how it is.
I know.
You have it. Listen, in each era, you got. I mean, there was Jordan, and then it's not everybody else. It's not Charles Barkley's fault, but he just unfortunately happened to be in the. You know, Charles Barkley would have Hings if it wasn't for a fucking Jordan. You know, it just sometimes it's the luck of the draw. You know, you know. These guys will be great, and any other time they just can't beat this. Even his own teammate, he can't beat this guy. So it's kind of the similar situation. Gordon Hine taught fucking Nicky Hod everything he know, and John Danaher taught him everything he know, and I taught John Danaher every fucking stuff he know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get it. Okay, yeah, I mean, John Danaher. I love, doesn't he eat a lot of, he's got that rash guard, like that tuxedo t-shirt rash guard or whatever, which cracks me up.
I'm the one who convinced him to shave that hair, those strands that he had before.
Good. Thank you for that, actually. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I told him, Caralho, you know, we gotta get rid of that ones. He had the stringy hair.
And let's just use this as a public service announcement right now. And granted, some people have better shaped heads than others. But in general, I'm saying, to me, a bald head is not a deal breaker. Like, that's not a deal breaker. So I think a lot of men think that women perceive, you know, bald heads or whatever. Obviously, I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective, but obviously a lot of people are not necessarily, men are not looking for other men, might be looking for other men rather. But I never thought that that being bald was a deal breaker to me. Like, I don't really care that much about hair.
You don't care about nothing. It could be bald, old, whatever.
I know I'm not. Can you tell I'm not hard up? That's sad. You can tell.
No, you have it. You have standards. You have your standards.
I have standards, but that means you can tell.
No, I'm kidding about that. Listen, no,
you're all over there glowing with like you're they, and I'm just like,
well,
wow. Can I get a date?
Listen, I'm gonna put the product out there for the people to just.
I try. You gotta hit. Apparently, I'm not doing it correctly.
You gotta hit list the product. I'm put the product out there for people to judge.
I try. Do you see what I put on Instagram sometimes? I try to advertise.
I'm let the free market to decide, Karyn.
I posted a pic. I think I deleted it, but I posted a picture in a bikini the other day. I'm trying, Renato.
Okay, so check this out. Let's imagine this. If you really wanted to have that picture to for that reasons, you gotta put under there, you know, hype me in the DMs or hype me in the comments why you qualified to go on a date and where you would took me or whatever, and see
You
what you kick up, because these guys is intimidated by someone who is famous, and you don't have to be the level of fame to Beyonce to be intimidating to a guys, because they assume whatever you got going on is more interesting than what they can provide, and in real life you want them to just provide the salami.
I guess. How's that?
Oh God, are you? What's
Not
underneath?
bad.
What's in the? Yeah, what is that? Oh God, are you?
I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm trying over here.
I try. Let me try. Hold on. Yeah. Well, listen. I mean,
I'm advertising. Yeah, I don't put hashtag single underneath stuff like that. Maybe I should.
Probably not seeing some of you DM, because if you don't follow some, have you ever looked in the nether region, the dark region of the, which is a
I
dangerous.
have. So I do
dangerous
because you're right. You know why I do? Only because I have sent messages to people where I'm like, oh, I wonder if I sent this to somebody, would they see it? But what happens a lot of times is, oh, that's not it. That's the wrong one. I meant to say a lot of time what happens is you're there and you look in your DMs and it's completely like, yeah,
most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
That's where a lot of hatred and racism and violence and stuff and death threats and stuff, at least in my shit.
Well, mine, that's where I see a lot of eggplant emojis, where I have seen unsolicited pictures and videos of male,
what about uncircumcised ones?
What about them?
You said there was unsolicited, but one uncircumcised.
I didn't say it was that or not, but I'm saying unsolicited, meaning you go and they go where you open the where you're looking at. I do look at the messages like maybe once a week. I'll go into that part of the gram where you didn't ask for those messages, right? The message request thing or whatever. And I look and I'm like, oh, like a lot of them are read. I'm like, no. And then some it's like photo, what does it say? Photo
question.
Photo quiet or whatever to or reveal photo, and most of the time I'm always just like no wait wait he says he's in wait let me see don't see
if you can't tell that he's in, then there's a problem.
I know wait he's gonna say like let's see. But anyway, yeah, so I don't necessarily look at all of the there he is. Okay. So listen, speaking of sliding into my DMs, if he did, it'd be a whole other story. Here comes Ilir Latifi, everybody. Hey, how you doing?
Look, Latifi, I knew he was gonna did this. He saw that I had my tank choppy, and he said, give me 5 minutes. He'd hip his shirt in half and he'd sit down and do push-ups and pull-ups and dips for her.
It's great weather here in Vegas. It's end of summer, so it's still hot but not too hot. So you gotta enjoy.
Oh, it's hot, Ilir. It's hot.
You're gonna give Karyn Bryant a heart attack over here.
I really like the promo video that you did and the song. It was perfect. You really nailed it. I gotta say that.
Listen, I appreciate that, and I have to say, it may seem like I just picked whatever song. I went through a lot of fucking songs first.
No, you really knew what to pick. It was pretty cool. So
it said
spot on.
The mountains and something. Yeah. It seemed like it was like victorious warrior shit.
You know your stuff.
Well, I used to date an Albanian woman from.
Did you?
Who? Yeah, my last girlfriend was Albanian, but born in Norway, and her, so she was first. So similar situation, Albanian. Yeah.
How did that go?
How'd it go? Yeah, exactly. How'd it go?
A lot of temperament, huh?
Okay, so so she was gorgeous, okay, but so fucking stubborn, and very loving, but also where you want to go, oh God, you know what I mean? Like,
I know.
And then when
That's
you
our
get
people.
mad,
We're stubborn.
then when you get mad, then she go like this. You know what I mean? Like, and you go, oh God, but she was very proud to be Albanian, and I would talk to FaceTime to her family and stuff like that, and they teach me some stuff. So I like the Albanian people. They was very kind to me. But you know, we had our ups and downs, Poha. But you know,
Of course.
it's the way it is. But gorgeous. Anyway.
Well, yeah. Well, listen. You are in Vegas because you're fighting this weekend. I'm excited. I'm heading out on Thursday. I'm excited to work your fight. You're
Get that
the
face
featured.
hit next to mine. I know you don't want to be your face next to another man,
Oh,
but you
there.
have to bring a little bit more. A little
Yeah,
more.
yeah. These
Like
center up,
this?
center up, center
I'm
up.
sorry. Okay.
Wait, wait,
No,
wait.
the
Pan,
people
pan
should
down
see.
a little bit.
That's bad.
There you go. Hey, fuck it. Or I'll go down. Okay, there we
That's
go.
perfect. That's perfect. So yeah, but yeah, so you gotta you're the featured prelim this weekend against Aleksei Oleinik. And the thing about him is you know, he's a specialist, obviously. This is Mr. Ezekiel Choke.
Yeah.
So I have to imagine, Ilir, did you just like how much have you drilled Ezekiel defense?
You know, I think like every fight you just gotta prepare for everything, you know. So you prepare for that, but like there's so many fights you say, oh, he's gonna do that, and then that guys comes out and does totally different, you know. We see that so many fights. So every fight, I think you just gotta prepare for everything as good as you can, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But I got a question though. I mean, well, not a question, but I noticed that one of the things I think about his Ezekiel is that he got a lot of guys with him because before him, I never. You ever been trapped by Ezekiel or no gi Ezekiel in training?
No, I
Me
haven't.
neither.
Yeah,
So I think a lot of people, when someone starts to put that on you, you kind of laugh it off because
yeah.
nobody ever is. You just go.
No,
You,
he's very good at what he does. You know, I mean,
yeah,
you don't have 60 victories if you don't know what you're doing. You know,
exact. Yeah,
so Aleksei is he's a veteran in the sport and he has a lot of experience. You know,
yeah.
he's been through some wars. You know, and even on his striking, you know, he went there out and put up some bangs out with some of the best strikers. You know, Markant or Alice over him. So I think like people think about only as the his choke, but I think like he comes there to fight. You know, he's not like he's only a grappler. So
Of course not.
no,
But
no.
but Poha, please, for the love of Allah, don't let him choke. Don't fall into that fucking choke. Please.
Don't.
We don't intend to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like I feel like when people fall prey to it, you're like, but you knew, like, if there was one thing you knew going into this fight, if there was one thing that you
Yeah.
had to prepare for, you knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, and same thing with like Vince St. Preux, who you've already fought, right? You beat him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But like,
Did
you
that,
know,
yeah.
he's going to get the Von flu. You know, he's going to do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So be ready.
Yeah. Be ready for that. For sure. For sure. Yeah. You work for those situations, of course. So you try to prepare for those situations. But overall, I think it's important to prepare for your own, like what you should be focused. You know.
Of course, yeah. You want to
Yeah.
focus on a positive, like what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do, rather than oh well, what do I do when he's succeeding or whatever. I
Yeah.
understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So what is your plan of attack then? Because I do feel like you're going to have, you know, a power advantage. He is a crafty veteran. He's been around a long time, but it's not like you don't have your own tricks and stuff. But I do feel like you can probably push the pace. You can be more aggressive and that you have more power.
To
Would
be
you say
honest,
that's
yeah. To be honest, I just prepared for taking the fight wherever I want. You know, I'm comfortable standing up. I'm comfortable wrestling, and I'm comfortable on the ground too. I'm not afraid to go there. You know, I grappled with some of the best grapplers in the world. You know, so I haven't been necessary to use it in my fights, but you know, I'm comfortable to take the fight wherever I need to take it to win. So that's my aim. You know.
Yeah. But we want to see you to end it with this one though.
Yeah, with the hammer, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of
I
course.
know I have a great power, so I'm very thankful for that. And I always aim to use that too. So,
Yeah.
but always be open to take the fight where you need to. To fight
Well,
smart.
Right.
you have to
Right.
fight smart. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, you grew up in Sweden, like you was born there, or you was born in?
Yes, I was born in Sweden. Yeah, I grew up there. My
So,
parents immigrated many years ago, like over 50 years ago. So, yeah.
okay. So for you, I mean, you hear a lot of story about, guys growing up and fighting and stuff like that. Did you had to fight? Like, did the blonde kids made fun of you? And did you, how you got into, what did you fight in grade school and stuff like that?
To be honest, like I mean, Sweden is a very multicultural country, and the last couple of years it got very very segregated, and we grew up in a very segregated area with mostly foreign people. So it was a rougher environment to grow up, but very early in my life I got into wrestling, and I think like when sports come in kids' life early in life, they learn like to get a structure, a discipline, and an organization in life. So I'm very thankful that I did that because through wrestling I got a opportunity to see the world and like see the opportunities with sports. So from wrestling I transferred to MMA, and today I'm here. So um, for a lot of kids growing up where we grew up, I think sports is an amazing opportunity, but it's not easy. It's not easy to be successful in sports, because there's always going to be segregation, racism, things that are going to work against you. But you just got to be strong and very strong to overcome those obstacles. I mean, those problems are in every country. You have them in Brazil, you have them in
Mhm.
Ah,
America too.
yes.
So
Yep.
you have to be as a character very strong to overcome that adversity to make it to the big stage. So thankful, and MMA today is so big in Sweden, and it's like it's one of the biggest sports, like as MMA fighters, people recognize you a lot. And even though
So cool.
still Swedish culture is a little bit taboo about fighting, in general,
True.
they don't
Yeah.
sponsor it or support it in a way, but
Yeah.
still, like, I mean, we filled out one of the biggest arenas in Sweden when a couple of years ago, like 3 in the morning, and it
Yeah.
was like 35,000 people. So, I mean, some of the big, nicest shows in Europe were in Sweden. So
Yeah.
there's an amazing MMA stage there, and I think in the future we're gonna see a lot of great upcoming fighters coming from there.
I think
Well,
he might. Oh, sorry. He might me of the France situation. Where they're not supposed to even see it in France, and then the people are starving for that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The people are starving. Like
Yeah.
France has a lot of talent, but they didn't get the exposure,
Yeah.
for it.
Yep.
And now you see the first show, and the crowd is crazy, and it says how much people follow it. And the same thing in Sweden. I meet people that I would never think followed MMA, and they were
Yeah.
like, yeah. And he knew everything about every fighter. Like it's like I would never think like a guy, like a native Swede, like 65 years selling wine or whatever.
Right.
He would like know everything about it, and I was like, this was such an awkward MMA fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool when you see people that are not the typical MMA fan that you would think following the sport. That's
Yeah.
when something has become. It's like a people sport. Like football. You have everybody seeing it, or ice hockey or basket, and the same thing with MMA today. It's turning like in America for a while now, but even in Europe now, in Sweden, you see like totally. It's such a different crowd of fans, and I think it's amazing.
It's pretty great. And it's funny because the first show that I ever worked for the UFC was that first Sweden show.
Oh,
So I remember being there in that round globe arena place. And I remember, when they did the whole, if anybody's been to a show, how we play Baba O'Reilly and there's the highlight video. And it's always a cool thing for me to be in the arena to
Yeah,
watch. Like, I like to watch the fans watch the video, if you know what I
yeah,
mean. And
Yeah.
like, especially, and so again in Paris, and like, yeah, to be there in Sweden when they've never seen it before. And like people are going crazy. And then like show that great video, and then people come out and fight, and it's so fun. But I know, like you said, there is a lot of, I have some Swedish friends, and I know there is like different stuff going on there with, yeah, there's racism, there's these people don't like that people and everything. But like you said, the culture is growing, the scene is growing. Gustafsson is kind of the best known person that we knew from there before. Obviously you're there. Hamzat now is such a big deal, and obviously firsthand about him. Like, that dude's a beast. When I saw him the very first time, like, there's no way he's not a future champ, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, what can we say? Like, Gustafsson was the one that paved the way for Scandinavian
Yeah.
MMA, if you can say it. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy is a legend. You know what he
Of
did
course.
to the sport, and even like, I don't know, like, but every time I fight, when Dana brings us in the back room and talks about like the show, he always takes up, like, tonight you can be tonight you're not famous, but tonight can be the night that become famous. And he always takes the example of the night when Alex fought John Jones the first time, that nobody believed in him, but after that night he became world known.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've heard him talk about that, I don't know, maybe 10 times, take that story after the weigh-ins, so he was amazing what he's done. And we're all thankful for that, and now we have the new generation, Hamzat, coming now. And like, what can we say about this kid? I mean, this kid came down to the gym like 4 or 5 years ago, and I mean, I saw immediately this guy is different. He was like, this guy can be a champion. And I, like, the people I knew here in the UFC, like, even 2 3 years ago, like just 1 year before he came in the UFC, I said, I have this guy back in Sweden. He's not known right now, but
Right.
like, he can beat the champs now, and he's not even the UFC. I totally believe that his capability and everything, uh, is so advanced. And so the only thing is, like, he needs the experience for
Mhm.
fighting on that level,
Yeah.
title level, handling the
Right.
pressure, because those things are a little bit different, so
Exactly.
a lot of things have gone very fast for him, and there's a lot of things to absorb. And but I mean, what he did a couple of weeks ago, it
Oh,
was like, that said everything,
crazy.
you
Yeah.
know fail, failing the weight, it was very hard. I was there helping him out cutting weight, so I saw the whole process. And it was hard. But from that, going up one weight, fighting Kevin Holland, who's been in with some of the best guys and they couldn't finish
Hmm.
him. I mean, Derek Bronson, Victorian, some other
Yep.
guys, they didn't finish him, And this guy goes in and just like goes for it, 1 minute, 2 minutes,
It
and
wasn't
just
even close.
no.
Like,
So, I mean, for me, I think it says a lot. If you can handle all that pressure, all that hate that came to him that week,
Yeah.
mhm.
because people didn't know everything that
True.
that went on, and he had a rough week, but he took it how he should, and he went in and stole the show. So uh, this kid is he's on a different level, He's it's very nice to see. He's a hard worker, uh, and people don't know him, but like, he's worked hard a lot of years. It's a lot of sacrifice, so it's not luck.
Mhm.
And he's a great kid.
Yeah. I
Well,
yeah.
go
No,
ahead.
I said that I think the best thing that happened to him in the with that aspect of like the fame and the crazy, how fast everything is happening, is the Gilbert Burns fight. I think was the best thing could have
Mhm.
happened to him,
You know,
because it showed him he's not, he
hyped up.
he can't goof around. Because I feel like he could have did that fight a lot easier for himself, but he wanted to fight.
That's what we're talking about, is the
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
When you
Mhm.
won all your fights the first round and you never got punched,
Yeah.
and now you're fighting a guy like Gilbert Burns, who came there to fight, was not scared, and
Yeah.
gave him his fight, for like, he had to fight. So,
Yeah.
and like you say, he needed that fight. He
Yeah.
needed that fight to grow.
Absolutely.
and I think he did a lot of growth in that. And like you say, he's still, even though he's beat so many good guys, he's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
very young and experienced. And I think we're just seeing the start of everything with him. You know.
Yeah. I think
Well,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say I love his friendship with Darren Till. I love the camaraderie that they've developed. But if I'm honest, Alir, like I don't necessarily love Khamzat as the bad guy because I liked him as the good guy. Like I liked him as a wrecking machine, this fun, like I smash you.
He
Like,
is a good.
so I get
He's a
that he
good
had to
guy. You
kind of
know.
do the heel turn, but I liked him as a good guy too, though. You know what I mean?
I I believe like people will see that he's a good guy again. Now in this fight, what happened? He had to take that role. You know, he missed weight, this and that. You know, and
Right.
fine. He said, "All right, if you want to make me the bad guy, fine." But I
Yeah.
think in he knows who he is. You know, he knows he's a good guy. You know, he take cares of his teammates and the people that were around him. You know, and but you know, it's not easy being in that position, being around that hype, and now being one of the biggest names in the game right now. I mean,
Right.
nobody's so exciting to see like right now like him. So uh, it's not easy to handle that. But I think he's doing it well, you know, and he's tough. So he's gonna come out better and learning for every time.
Well, this ain't the Hamza show, though. We're here for Latifi. And
Well, exactly.
another question I have. A lot of people want to know. Um, any relation to Queen Latifi?
Queen Latifah. She's
Oh,
a legend in music here in America, but no, we're not related. We're
okay.
not related, but
She's
everybody who
awesome.
knows who Queen Latifah is. You know,
Yeah, Latifi.
she's original.
She is fantastic, beautiful black.
Not only
She
music but actor. She does a lot of things, so
Yeah,
she's cool.
she's fantastic. She's
and
fantastic. So
she's
listen,
chunky a little bit too. I like that.
you like she's a little thick.
Sometimes I like a little chunk, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you?
I can enjoy that one.
Because I kind of don't believe that.
Okay, let me just tell you something. Don't play around with your Uncle Hanach because I'm the type.
Like what you consider thick is like, oh wow, she's a size 6.
No, I don't think so. I'll tell you this. If you gave me a choice of a very skinny girl who's on like the skinny side or a chick who's on the chunky side, I'm going to go with the chunk every fucking time.
Alir, what about you? Are you I don't even know. Are you single? Do you have kids? I don't even know like what's your deal.
No comments. No comments. My
Okay,
private life is private.
Oh, okay. So you
That's smart, actually. That's very, very smart, Alir.
I like your style. I'll tell you something. His name in Albanian means free. So if that tell you anything,
It's right.
he's a free bird. Like you with fly
That's
away.
good. You made you study in the language.
Of course. I
Yeah.
studied I
My
studied
name means
Albanian.
freedom. Freedom.
Huh?
Yeah, my name means freedom. The one that's free. True.
Okay, so
Wait,
freedom.
wait, Kara, you know what Hanach name mean? Hanach?
Oh Jesus.
No, I'm not.
What's
It means he born.
okay. He's born. Okay.
It means to be he born.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's cool.
ironic because I don't want any of my kids to be born. I don't want them to be born. I want them to be he go away to go to be that. Um, but anyway, go ahead.
I just got distracted. I was looking at something and somebody made some funny. There's some funny ass comments here. But anyway, no, that you're smart to keep your private life private. I actually was going to ask you another fight thing, but really my question was, when you first joined the UFC, you were a light heavyweight. You're fighting at heavyweight now. Was that always the plan for you? Was that something that you just felt like, oh, I don't know, there's more opportunities here? Like, what sort of led to that
You know,
move?
I always struggle a lot cutting weight. You know,
Yeah.
I was cutting a lot of weight, and like with like you can do a couple of times with age and with a lot of fights. You know, like doing 15, 16 fights now. You know, it takes its toll on the body. So I started feeling like I'm like I'm not I'm not doing it as easy as before, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a natural part of me going on up. And actually, my two first fights as an MMA fighter were in heavyweight. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's natural. I mean, it's there's some things that are better, but there's also like, I mean, you're fighting bigger guys, heavier guys that hit harder. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's not a
But
game, you know. And it's
yeah,
the biggest difference is like you're not going up one weight class, you're actually going up 3 or 4 weight classes.
Yeah.
Because it's not like
Right.
going from 185 to 205. No,
true.
you're going from 205, you're going up to these guys. Some of them cut to 265, so they're like
Right.
300 pounds.
True,
So
true. You know what?
You're right.
That's a good fucking point.
It's a really
so
good point. You're
that's
right.
why
Because you're right.
people don't
It's like you
understand
went
that.
from two. Yeah,
No, it's a big difference.
it
Like
is.
people talking shit about John Jones about, oh, he's like, when is he fighting? Where? But the guy is smart because he understands I'm not going up 1 weight class.
Yeah,
You gotta go up 3 weight classes, and you gotta
You're
be
right.
used to using your body in that way, adapting to carrying that weight, and even like handling that body weight of punches, of kicks. So
Mhm.
you know that's why he's taking his time to really build himself up. So I
yeah.
think a
That
lot of
makes
people
sense.
do that mistake that they just like, oh, put on some weight and like, yeah, I'll fight heavyweight. No, like you gotta
Right.
handle
It's
that.
different.
Yeah,
That
but
makes sense.
you big boned it. I think you can handle just fine. You know, I think that because I think you power, you're gonna have a speed advantage that you was already fast for a big
Yeah,
guy. You
yeah,
can
Yeah.
have that Tyson body, you
Yep.
know, Mike Tyson
Yep.
style,
yeah,
and it's like you seen him fight guys who's way bigger. You
yeah.
know, Hazel
Oh,
Hada.
tall. I always fought tall guys. You know,
Yeah,
even in like
Right.
205, every like the height is similar. You know, it's not the
yeah,
difference,
but
but
also
it's
Right.
big.
mostly the handling the weight on you. You know, or taking
Yeah.
like. I mean, when I fought Derek Lewis, he's like
Wait, what you did with Derek Lewis?
when when when, when I fought.
Oh, your private life is his secret. Okay, caralho. Let's keep it
Yeah.
secret.
So when I fought him,
Yeah.
it's like it was so big, like and like it was totally different weight to handle. You know,
No,
these guys down. So
he's a big, beautiful chocolate man. Caralho.
Derek, yeah, he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy.
I can't imagine. Oh, I can't.
Oh, Derek Lewis is awesome.
Was he talking shit to you during the fight?
Not during
That
the
was a hell of a
no,
fight, too, by the way.
he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. You know,
He seemed
Oh,
like
I met his coach here a couple of weeks ago. You know, we talked a little bit. So yeah, he's a cool
yeah.
guy. He's a smart fighter. You know, people
Yeah.
think they
Hey,
don't.
so I know what I was going to ask you. It's about the horses because I used it in the ad for your
Uh-oh.
appearance here, and like those pictures are so iconic.
Yeah.
So what is the deal? We do know, like, are those your horses? Do you have a horse farm in Albania? What is the deal? Because those are absolute specimens. But like the pictures of you, it's like it's almost like they look fake. They're like too
That's
majestic
good.
and too perfect. They like don't look real. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing. I mean, horses have always been a big passion in my life. You know, and besides the fighting, I've always been very connected to nature. You know, so I love when I'm free. I love to go out, being in nature. You know, ride the horses. You know, even I have a couple of dogs. So the plan in the future is kind of having some kind of big farm with animals and stuff. You know, because
Oh,
Right.
I think that's the best life. You know,
I
calm.
You're
I
speaking
agree.
his language.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. I
And
love.
some pau de queijo. You know pau de queijo?
Oh, of course. That's
I,
also part of life.
pau de queijo is the best.
Oh, I can eat those like popcorn at the movie. You know.
Okay.
When
Oh,
I go to Brazil, I eat every day like 50, 60. I eat so much
So
pau de
good.
queijo, and I
So
say
good.
it's the best.
I know
But
Yeah.
it's
that
not a good diet, but it's the best.
is the most fucking thing on earth.
So good.
Yeah, but those pictures, you look like a movie character. You know, like
It does.
I don't know what that character does, but it could be like an adventure. You know, like
Yeah, like
it-
adventure movie.
Yeah, like
That's what I'm saying. How are you not playing the Thing in the X-Men? Like, how are you
Oh
not
my
the
god.
Thing?
Oh
well,
my god.
but
You know, I heard this so many times. It's so crazy. My friend
How are
actually
you not the Thing?
a couple of days ago he said like, "That's you." I mean, they basically made that character from you. So,
It's
why
you.
is that not your fighter name? I say, I don't know. I don't even like.
The
But
Thing.
but,
I'll bring it up on the air this weekend because I'm working your fight, but that's actually genius.
but
Like,
he
but
was a
bro, how are you not playing the Thing for
you
real?
should sell me in to what do you call it? What is the Marvels? Marvels?
Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
he could also be Juggernaut. That's the other one.
Juggernaut,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Especially now when I'm not cutting weight, I'm a real juggernaut for sure. I mean, but you know, it's I just think like some people that's how we're built. You know, it's just genetics. You know, it's
Yeah.
nothing that we can do. I joke sometimes with my friends. You know, they like say, "Hey, I should have played basketball instead." You know, than fighting. So,
Shit. Yeah, you were. You would
but I
have been
think
like
if I
Charles
grew up
Barkley
here, if I grew up here, I would probably play American football for
or
sure.
I was
Barkley.
gonna say football for sure. Like if
Yeah.
if a coach had seen you as raw material way back when, they'd
Yeah.
been like, "Oh my god,
No,
You would have
I
had
would think that.
no choice.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
American
you'd be playing
football is
football."
amazing sport.
Yeah, there's still time. You
There
have
is still time.
can go to college, caralho. Oh,
Yeah,
we can make a movie about him going back to college.
Oh
Wait,
my god, he gets recruited to play college ball. That'd be amazing.
him and Uncle Panach go to do college, and we enroll as freshmen because we have eligibility. He's on a football scholarship. I'm on a capoeira scholarship, caralho.
hey,
And
I mean,
Eric Anders is like your advisor
No,
because
we
he's
gotta get him out.
actually.
He's gonna steal women from us, caralho.
caray, caray, I'm
But
always
he
up for
actually.
challenges.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
my
gonna be
god.
free. We're gonna be free like a Latifi, a free
Unbelievable.
bird.
You know what? It's funny though, earlier you remind me because we did an interview not too long ago and you spoke about that. Like you said, you wanted to do nature documentaries and like nature
Yeah.
stuff. Like you're like legit serious, like
No, no, shit.
conservationism and all that stuff is it's a big part of what you really like care
For
care
sure.
about, right?
I'm gonna do my own type of animal show after my career. You know, but it's right now it's just takes too much time. You know,
Of
fighting
course.
and this type of stuff. But hopefully, like when the career is over and everything, like we can do a cool kind of nature and animal show where I invite other fighters and stuff. You know, so that would be pretty cool.
Can I be your co-host?
No, thank you.
Oh, what? They bringing you stuff? So wait, who is
Yeah,
that?
somebody lost some keys. They came here, but it's not mine.
Oh,
Oh, I just said, can I be your co-host? And you said no, thank you. And I was like, oh, well,
No, no, no,
that sucks.
no, I said it to her.
I guess I've been dismissed.
No,
no.
but the plan is like doing crazy trips around the world. I invite fighters, and we like go out, hang with some lions or some crocodiles,
Cool.
or with some native tribe people. You know, just like cause
Some African women.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, because you know what? In the end, you know, we live here in this civil world and everything, but in the end, we all connect to nature. In the end, you know.
Yeah.
Like
It's a great idea.
when you take all this that we have around us and we go back to nature, that's all we have, you know. So it's the raw connection is very important, and I think people need that more and more today because we've lost that, you know.
I agree. I'm connected to nature right now because I'm not wearing any pants underneath here.
Yeah,
I'm just, au natural. Caralho.
you
I'm,
you used to go in Copacabana, huh? Poste Nove.
yes, I'm used to letting the sun to be down on my chest and also my drum.
Wow.
Where are
Yeah,
you now? Are you in Brazil now?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm living LA now. You know, in
Oh.
Hollywood, porra.
How is LA?
Nice. It's nice for me, porra. It's nice.
It's not that great, Ilir.
Well, hey, for you, it's not great.
It's
Ipanema is
not
better.
here.
Copacabana
This
is better.
explains it. It's a great place for guys. It's a crappy place for girls. There you go. That pretty much sums it up.
Listen, I'm enjoying myself. You know, it could.
And I do a lot of puzzles and I read a lot of books, Ilir.
Are
if
you
that
in LA
means it.
too?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
live in LA too.
Wow.
I only live a few miles from this fool, and we live very different lives.
You guys need to move out to Vegas.
It's close. It's easy to go to Vegas for a weekend or whatever.
Vegas is the spot.
It's true. I'll be there this weekend. I'm working the fight this weekend. So where did you do most of your camp then? Were you in Vegas the whole time, or
Yeah, I
did
was
you go
in
back to
Vegas
Sweden?
preparing. I was Vegas preparing. You know, we're a couple of heavyweights working here now, so we did our own little.
Who'd you work with?
Ronnie Mark, Sergey Spivak. You know, the polar bear. You know,
Yeah.
he's coming
Yeah.
now for a run.
He's fighting
you know,
Derek, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fighting Derek. It's amazing. You know, he's only 27. You know, but he has so much experience and so much talent, and I think the future is very bright for him. You know, so
Okay, so you work with Spivak, and who did you say before?
Ronnie,
Spivak?
Marcelo,
Hani
Tim from Bellator. So yeah, we're a couple of guys that work here. Nasco too. Yeah, so we're a couple of guys here.
Just
And,
don't work with Vinny Magalhaes. Oh, caralho.
yeah, I don't know if he's fighting right now, but he comes sometimes and trains too. You know.
Oh, caralho. He's obese. And then also
He's not.
he's have staph infection.
He's not. No.
Don't
No.
work on him. He's
I
also
don't know.
bad luck,
No.
caralho. Huh?
Ilir, besides the animals, what do you do for fun? Is it just either fighting or horses? Is that it? Are you like a gamer? Do you do anything else while you're in Vegas? Like, do you any?
Not really a gamer. Not really a gamer. I like to cook steaks. I like steaks. Yeah, I'm into this. Yeah, I'm a lot for the carnivore diet. You know, so I'm doing.
I feel like you would be the Salt Bay guy yourself too, with the salt.
You could the funny thing, I just had some food over there. They have a crazy burger at Salt Bay, crazy good. But I like to do steaks, and I do these like fruit platters. So yeah, I like to eat very simple, but good food is important, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can imagine you also doing hashish and like Moroccan coffee or whatever.
No,
like
no, not this, not
and
this.
punchang.
Did you eat any Albanian food?
You know, she didn't really make me no fucking. I was the one cooking everything. That was a jip.
She didn't cook for you?
Her mom,
No pasur, no burek, no
Her mom-
mantilla.
and her like she would tell me about all the fucking stuff that her mom.
Then you missed everything.
I know. I was blinded because she was, young. She was maybe 25, 26, and she have a booty that's maybe one of world class, one of the best.
But you broke up, Renato, or are you still together?
I had to. We broke up. I'm single. I can't be tied down. I'm like on the fucking Albanian flag, porra. I'm the same way.
You like the eagle?
The ego have to be free. It's part of the program. It's in the GNA. It is what
Well,
it is.
listen, Ilir, I know we've taken up a lot of your time. Renato, was there anything else you needed to ask him? It is fight week for him. We need to respect that. Even though he's a heavyweight and he may not necessarily have to cut weight, there are still probably things, he may want to do.
I was wondering a couple stuffs. One thing is, my ex-girlfriend, she was Muslim, and I know you have a Muslim sounding name. Are you a Muslim family or whatever?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I was just curious. Man,
yeah. You know a lot. I'm very impressed.
Well,
she
yeah,
teach you a lot.
Yeah, I'm a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
I'm a man of the world.
Have you been to Albania? No.
I have not, but one day I'm sure. Listen, if the women is looking anymore, every fucking Albanian woman I see on Instagram is like a, it's like they look like, it's almost like a better look, like a cross between an Italian and a Puerto Rican or something, or like I don't know what's going on here.
Really?
Yeah, they look like.
You gotta come and visit. You guys are more than welcome to come and visit.
Yeah, I've never been.
People are very hospitable. I mean, they take care as a guest. Great food, great culture, amazing beaches. So you guys are more than welcome to come. If you ever come,
I would go.
Let me know, and I will hook you guys up with everything, even the horses.
I would love to do that, and then we're
I
gonna
would love that.
go out and we leave Karyn Bryant to do puzzles and crochet yarn and stuff in the hotel.
No, I'm gonna enjoy some of the local
What?
flavors.
But some of the local kebab.
Yeah.
You want the local shit?
No,
I'm single, Renato. What should I do when I go to Albania?
I don't know. That's up to you. What me and Latifi is gonna be out there doing getting all kind of female from the mountain chops. I'm gonna say
Right. If you said the women are, mwah, I mean, I'm guessing you don't usually have a cultures where one is gorgeous and the other's like garbage. So, like, I'm guessing
some Chinese that happened, but yeah, I mean, I suppose, yeah, there's good looking Albanian men. My ex-girlfriend, her dad looked like Omar Sharif.
Oh, okay. You just said my mom's two favorite words.
No, for real, he looked like a dead hinger.
Like legit, if she's still watching right now, like literally, Omar Sharif, her heart rate just went up.
No, I guarantee you.
I say next time you guys are Europe is very small. Take tickets, go down there a week, because the country is very small. You can see the most things in a week, 10 days, so
nice.
Do it, and you're gonna see a hidden gem in Europe that hasn't been explored yet.
Yeah, you really don't hear about people going there. It is
right
like
now it's very big. A lot of like tourists are going there this summer, last summer, the last 2 years now. It's booming a lot, so I really recommend it before it becomes too exploded and it becomes a tourist attraction. You want to go there when it's still the local vibe.
Yeah, I'm gonna hide some gems of my own, Pohakara.
I tell you, we love drinking coffee. You do this, everybody knows this is a small coffee, and you get the order.
I love that one too. I love it, coffee. I love all that stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I listen. It sounds like a beautiful place. And if people are as friendly as you are, then we would have a good time.
Ilir, if I'm out there, what I can say to if I see a beautiful gypsy woman, whatever, looking to walk by.
Don't call them gypsies.
And no, I know they don't like that. Actually, if I said something about gypsy, and my girlfriend's mother would almost had a heart attack. But if I see a woman out there and I want to say something quick to get her attention, what in Albanian can I say to her? That's not too rude.
To be honest, I think you should be careful to who you say what, so it's not somebody's wife or sister. So always be respectful. That's the most important thing.
I'm a consummate gentleman.
Yeah. Say hi, this and that, but just be careful because you don't know if it's somebody's sister or this and that. And people are very, very, very friendly and stuff, but they're respectful, So you gotta have that when you're there.
I can be very friendly too.
When you know people, then it's different. Then you can joke and everything, But in the beginning, people don't know you, so
you just say hi. You just say hi. I forgot how you say hi.
Hi, yeah. Hey, Mirdita.
Say again.
Mirdita. Yeah, it's like
Mirdita.
How is your day?
Yeah, but it depends on how you say it. Like if I go like this, I put the glasses like I go. Mirdita. Proud of you.
Then you gotta play. Then it's up to you what happens.
I know they got some tough people out there. Those people.
Do you go there often?
I'm there pretty often, Yeah, I'm there. It's very important for me to promote. I want to promote the sport there. And
what the fuck is going on over there?
I want to really promote this.
You in Kosovo right now?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
Exactly. No, I really want to promote the sport there because there's a lot of new talents.
I'm sure.
Working. So for me, it's very important to give advice and guide the young generation. There's not so much support from government level. So we're trying to just give the younger talents the opportunities they can to be seen in the world.
Cool. That's really cool of you.
Get together there's a famous rapper from Queens who is of Albanian descent, Action Bronson. You ever heard of him?
Action is my boy, man. We know each other from way back.
I like that guy.
Yeah, he's my boy. We know each other from way back. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. To be honest, he's not only a great rapper, but he's really an artist, because he's not
For
only
sure.
doing rap, he's doing all kinds of
Food,
stuff, and he's a
art.
cool human being. No,
I
he's
can see
very down to earth when you hang out with him.
well, one day maybe you, me, and Action Bronson, and then maybe she can come along or
Maybe
whatever.
I'm gonna take him on my show, one animal show. To go
Yes, on the
somewhere.
animal show. There you go. There
That
you
would be
go.
something. Me
Yeah,
in action. The thing in action.
that
The thing in action.
that's not a that sound like a one of those adult film though, Karyn.
I don't know.
I'd like to put my
But
thing in
I
action
just
more
think
than I am.
I
I
think I'm
would
gonna
try
make a
and
great
desperately to get
nature
my thing
show.
in action.
A great nature show for sure.
I don't doubt it, my brother.
Oh, Ilir, I'm so excited that you two got a lot. Like, because sometimes people that I know come on this show and they've not met Renato, and sometimes Renato, let's be honest, you're a little not as well behaved. Like, I feel like tonight you guys actually
I'm lovable.
I feel like you guys hit it off.
because
You gotta handle every situation in life. This is it. I didn't know him. I didn't know what to expect, but it is what it is. We gotta handle it.
that
I
should be
think
on,
we hit it off.
that should be on my tombstone. Renato Laranja. Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's a great advertisement for me. Hey, look, I thought it was gonna be something else, but listen, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh, caray. Well, that's a hanging endorsement for me. And
Oh, Ilir, you're just cool. And the thing is like I feel like you have that vibe as a fighter too, that everyone's just like, oh, here comes like a train, like a freight train. Like, that must be cool to walk around in that body. I mean, like, we're joking about the thing, but like, what does that actually feel like to walk into a room and know that like nobody's gonna mess with you, like nobody's gonna and that's probably been your whole life, right? Like, nobody's like, oh, I'm gonna go pick on that dude. Like,
No,
who's
no.
gonna do that?
To be honest, I never had that mentality. That I never thought like, oh, nobody's gonna mess with this and that. And we're all human beings in life. And life is like, we all have our gifts. And I believe God gave me an amazing gift, my health and my strength. And I did the optimal with it. Trying to make it in this sport. Fighting with the best fighters in the world, and being as close as you can be a modern gladiator. So I'm very thankful for that. And every day you're healthy and strong. And I've been fighting all my life, and I'm still fighting on this level. So I always think to be thankful every day that you can be on that level and perform and do that. So that's my mentality. I don't think like, oh, nobody can mess around this and that. Just like to be thankful. It's very important in life to be thankful for what you have. Your health,
I
your
agree.
well-being, your friends,
Yeah.
family, whatever. So that's the most important thing. Appreciate the things, because today you have something that you don't think about, that you appreciate, that tomorrow you're gonna appreciate.
I feel the same
Yeah.
fucking way because
You're right.
my God gave to me a perfect body, and then sometimes I look at that one, I say,
But
this
for you,
whole
it's perfect. For maybe you want to be a dancer or a climber, your body is
Don't
perfect.
encourage him.
oh
So
God,
I think everybody is perfect for their thing that they want to
wait,
do.
Don't
I have
encourage him.
a
My
body.
body is not to dance, to be a gymnast or to be a swimmer or whatever. It is for
Yeah.
this.
I have
So
more the body of an exotic dancer. Yeah.
You
But hey,
you
listen, for me, I'm grateful for that one. Alhamdulillah. Thank God.
you should always thank God. That's important.
apparently I was blessed with great patience to deal with this fool. But
You was best with a great cheekbone, and also a big caboose, which is not which helps. It can help.
it's not that big.
It's
At
big,
any rate.
good way for her.
At any rate, Ilir.
You can't
You
look.
guys really know each other well, it seems.
Yeah, I've seen the one.
No,
You hang out a lot.
No, we actually don't. We literally only hang out on Tuesday nights.
Wanna
Because
hang
he's
on, but
too much of like a man whore for me, really.
listen, I live my life here. I'm trying to not I'm trying to honor what my God was gave me, and to
Just like Ilir honors with his fighting, you honor with your hoeing.
giving that one. I give up freely to the needy, to the ones who's less fortunate.
I don't know what you're talking about now, but okay.
It's still
The
the same.
less fortunate women that end up with him, they're very much less fortunate, Renato. You nailed that part.
Hey, either way, it's the same. There was less fortunate before, and then the same. From ashes to ashes, from dust to dust.
To dust, to dust. Well, listen, yeah, Ilir, we've kept you a long time, and I do appreciate you again. You're the featured prelim this Saturday at UFC Vegas 61. You're fighting Aleksei Oleinik. So when you picture it, I know, I mean, I guess a lot of time people are like, oh, I want to knock out, you know, first round, whatever. Like, do you do visualization, or are you a pre-visualization kind of guy where you sort of look to a finish and put it in your brain, or do you just sort of go whatever happens,
No,
and I'm just
really
going to go with the flow?
I just go with the fight. I just go with the flow, and and take the fight where it needs to come.
Yeah.
That's
Is it
it.
fun for you?
Yeah, it's fun. It's great. I mean, the work is done now, and now is the fun part. So it's fight week. Just relax it, and we're ready.
It is different being a heavyweight. Like, it is kind of great. Like,
It
is.
is. It is. It is. It is different. In some aspects good, but in other aspects no. So, you get some things that you're thankful for, but there's other thing. I mean, the power is different. You're fighting big guys, so
Yeah.
So of course, but
Yeah.
You're gonna be faster than those guys, though. So
You
for
are.
sure, for sure, for sure.
Just protect your neck.
Yeah, for sure.
Protect your neck. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, I will it looks like the weather's going to be perfect, so I'm not going to have to pack a ton of clothes. I will see you in Vegas in a couple of days. But yeah, Ilir, thank you so much for joining us. You're just a good dude, and I'm really glad that you could join us. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for everything. Have a great night. See you guys in Vegas. All right.
ciao, my brother.
All right.
Have a great fight. Have a great fight. We're gonna be hooting for you.
Yeah, we are.
Some pau de
See you later.
Pau de queijo. Picanha, pau de queijo.
After one. Okay.
Pau de queijo. Okay, so how cool is he, Renato?
Okay.
I told you.
He's very cool, but I wanna teach you something. You gotta be careful, because pau and pound sound very similar. Okay, so one of them is calling a cheese dick or whatever. So be
exactly.
Careful. But
I know.
Yeah, he's good. He's cool. You can
he's
tell
great, right? Like,
I
wasn't kidding when I said that at the end, like that. I was glad you guys hit it off, because I feel like you did. Like, I actually feel like you guys got on really well, because he's such a cool dude.
Of course. Listen, your Uncle Henach, listen, when people came on the show, I know how to heed the people. I never huffle too many father. I know where to go back, and where to put the gas, and then where to take it easy. Plus, you look, guys like us, me and him, who is like more like this, is more we birds of the feather.
That's literally, and I don't think you guys are actually that similar, but literally that's what I was just about to say. Is that I know in your brain, you imagine yourselves as peers in terms of like studliness and awesomeness and like badassness. And so in your brain, I know you were like, oh, here's a kindred spirit. Here's somebody just like
a dozen of one, half dozen of the other one. Because you look over here, you look at me, you even got confused. You was looking Latifi or me. He was like, wait, which did Hanach sign in and sign out again? What the fuck is going on here?
What I really like about him, and again, like, I guess it comes from, and I like that he has that humility about his gifts and being that, but like literally to be built to where you could just walk into a room and know that like nobody can threaten you. That must feel really cool.
What the fuck is that like? I wonder.
Like, what is that like? I like, that's gotta feel really cool to just walk in and be like, I just own the whole room. Like,
it's a feeling of great power. It's a feeling
of gotta be cool. Okay, so Renato, here's the thing. I really, 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 really need to use the facilities.
Oh, caralho. Number one or number two?
Obviously, just number one. I'm not gonna.
If you're doing two, please put what's the one that potpourri, the potpourri.
The poopery.
Yeah.
Because now we're in smell-o-vision.
I want to know that everything smells kosher over there.
No, it's just that I've been chugging water and like I really. Can you entertain the masses for a second?
Be acquainted with the people, and I'm gonna get into.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, check your time. It don't matter. What the fuck is that? Oh, porra. Let's see here. What we got here? Oh, that arch handy. That arch is like it's this artist named Mucha or Muka or whatever from a long time ago. It's like the 20s or whatever. She's gonna do number 3. What's number 3? You Vomich? Have I ever trained out of Gracie Barra, Gary, Indiana? Wow, that's a fucking specific question now. Gary, Indiana. Exact. Alphonse. That's Alphonse. That's the guy in Brazil. We call him Alfonso Muxão. But I for some reason, I think it was because my mom had some painting, had some arch of that. And then, so now I associate that from when I was a little kid or something like that. So it make me, I like that one. I don't know. I like the style. Yeah, exact. You love to watch that one. Yeah, Arch Suave. Michael Jackson. Number 2. And number 1. Okay. Well, as far as I know, have you ever did a true without doing a little bit of one at least? I mean, if the true is the meatball, it's like the number 1 is the Parmesan. I love more size first arch and Soylent Green. Oh, Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people. How much you came to? Well, send to me, Instagram me, because I don't discuss money on this here, but we can talk about that. We can go to Pittsburgh. You can get you to a Steelers game. If you throw in tickets to a Steelers game on Frankie Harris night, we're gonna enjoy that one. Still do a Patreon. Man, it's been a minute since I did the Patreon.
Oh, thank you for that. I feel much better.
Oh,
how have you been?
Never mind. I'm talking to the people. You too good for us now.
I just really, really needed to go.
No, it's fine. We was talking about the Steelers. You ever heard the Pittsburgh accent? This guy was asking how much for a seminar. But anyway, the guy who asked for the seminar, just go into YouTube or go into the not YouTube, go into my Instagram and leave a comment on my my latest post, and then I'll find you from there and we talk about them. But anyway, ever heard of Pittsburgh? You ever heard
I've been to Pittsburgh. I'm trying to think of just all I think of is Bill Cowher when I think of Pittsburgh because I like the Steelers.
I don't think
so I think of Coach Cowher, but I don't know that he had a Pittsburgh accent necessarily.
It sounds. You ever heard of Philly? A deep Philly accent?
Well, yeah, I work with Paulie Felder all the time, and he's got a little Philly thing going on.
They gave like they gave like this the Steelers. We gave a Steelers game or what? We gave. You want to get?
Oh, well, that sounds like okay. So over here,
like Baltimore.
You should know you've seen it before, Renato. But right here is the poster for
like
Diner.
Yeah.
So Diner, and to your point, in Diner, they have that Maryland accent, and it's like, and especially the one dude who has it the most is the guy in the diner who Boogie ends up working for, they end up doing the spinoff of Tin Men about the roofing, but he's in the diner, and the guy goes, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody's interested
Big-
in making an honest buck anymore because
That's
Boogie
it.
wants to go to law school, and he goes, his name's Bagel. That's his name in the show,
It's
Bagel.
the
And
three
Bagel, he
factor.
had the thick accent. Yeah.
Philly, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. For some fucking reason, I understand
Yeah.
why Philly and Pittsburgh sound similar, but the Baltimore have that same one. Baltimore though is like almost a southern version. I mean, like almost
Yeah.
it have a little bit of like good old boy
A
mix,
little more drawly something
but
in it.
the Philly one have that same shit, but mixed with like as if it's the mixed with an East Coast kind of vibe, more New Yorky, but or New Jersey mixed with. Hey, you want to get a water ice?
Yeah, I think I hear it. Like I said, I work with Felder all the time, and I hear a little bit of an accent in him.
He
But
probably works on getting that one.
I was just gonna say it's not
Like
very thick
Ken
though,
Flo.
because
Ken Flo,
yeah.
ask him. Ken Flo worked very hard to get rid of his accent
Right.
for commentating, but every once in a while, like for instance, when he's talking about a guy going in for like a hustling for like a double leg, he's like, oh, that was a nice shot.
Shot.
Yeah,
I never had a Boston accent, even though that's where I grew up. I never had one, so I never had to get rid of it. But it is a real thing that you want to have. If you want to work on a national broadcast, you don't want to have a local accent of any kind of place. You want to seem generic.
Yeah, you want to seem like a hobotch.
Right, which apparently I've nailed.
Because no.
But nobody would ever guess I was from Massachusetts. Nobody knows it ever. Because
I wouldn't guess that one. I would have thought you was from Jamaica.
Jamaica.
I thought you was from Frenchtown, from fucking Kingston.
My mom is the Jamaican. Hey, speaking of Jamaicans, what a perfect segue, Renato, because
Spit it out.
This I know I'm trying. This weekend,
from Jamaica,
rude boy Randy Brown is
Randy Brown
co-main event. This Saturday, he is fighting Francisco Trinaldo. Rude boy. He's got long arms, long limbs. He's good. He's fun. He's been on a tear. I forget. I forget real quickly. I should look and see, but he's been doing good stuff.
Now, isn't he Boston Jamaican?
He's Jamaican, yeah. So when Aljo was on with me the other day, when we have UFC Jamaica, Rude Boy is going to be a big part of it.
My question, I know he was Jamaican, but isn't he is he a Massachusetts Jamaican?
I think he might be. Is he a Philly Jamaican? Hold on a sec.
Thinking of him being a Boston Jamaican.
I don't think he's a Boston Jamaican. Hold on a second. Let me see, because I don't remember.
My mind, he come from there, but my mind sometimes
he might be from. I thought he was from like a New York type of place. But Jamaican American. Let's see. His wiki says Jamaican American, Mexican American. Remember that from Cheech and Chong?
Yeah,
God, that was funny. Yeah, residents in Queens. Fighting out of Queens. Yeah. So he says it says Jamaican American, but you're right. Born in Springfield, Massachusetts.
I knew it for her.
So yeah, born in Springfield, where the Basketball Hall of Fame is. But it says fighting out of Queens.
Wow. Well, hey, listen, you know what part of Queens I bet he fucking comes from? Guess.
Jamaica.
Yeah, there you go. Jamaica.
Jamaica. But at any rate,
not the same place where the McDowells live, the Jamaica Estates. He probably
the McDowells. Right. Well, of course. So listen, so he will be facing Francisco Trinaldo, Masaranduba, your countryman,
listen,
who is like 44 at this point, who is unbelievably good.
He's 73 years old.
He's 73.
Look at this fucking guy, and he's another one where you go, okay, Carayo, this young guy's gonna beat the shit out of him, and then he ends
And
up
then nope.
beating dog shit out of somebody.
Totally.
I
He
can't.
beats all the dudes he's not supposed to beat. All the young guys are like, yeah, like you just said, they're like, oh, it's going to be like youth versus age, whatever. And like Master Dude was like, nope, not today. Not today, son.
He would be one of those guys in like a viral video where it's like, old man, ex-professional boxer beats the shit out of two young guys or whatever, you know?
Totally. At block party goes wrong or whatever, you know what I mean? Block party, punks try to rob block party, grandpa.
He looked like old jazz music. He looked like an old blues guitarist, Scott Argue.
He totally does. But I've been down to the crossroads.
On fucking
He's literally at the crossroads.
Catfish Jenkins. Not Francisco Ciao, Francisco Renato. What was that? Wait, holy shit.
Ciao, Francisco Rinaldi.
Wait, what the fuck was
Ciao.
that?
It wasn't perfume. It was it wine? Was it wine?
Ciao, Francesco
Ciao,
Rinaldi.
Francisco Rinaldi.
Anybody,
Let me Google it.
If you from not just the tri-state area, but also not just the East Coast, what the fuck was Francisco Rinaldi?
Here, I'm looking. I'm Googling it. Ciao, Francisco.
Rinaldi.
Ciao, Francisco Rinaldi. Here's the ad from 1986.
It's
Who's Francisco Rinaldi? Francisco Rinaldi is a brand of pasta sauce.
Oh,
with an Italian flavor. It was Ciao, Francisco Rinaldi.
And they had a woman.
It was pasta sauce.
They had a woman in there.
Yeah.
Would say
I don't want to show it because then we'll get like what do you call it? A strike.
Or something, she'd be like, Ciao, Francisco Rinaldi.
But it's pasta sauce. I did not think it was pasta sauce. I would have guessed, like I said, wine.
The shitty pasta sauce, like it was on the level of Hagu or
Enderband had it. Wait, yeah, they had it. It's pasta sauce.
It was on the level of like Hagu or like Prego or something. Or like
Prego, ready.
Aunt Millie's. Do you remember that? Aunt Millie. That was also a shitty brand. It was very much like a Hagu.
I remember Ragu and Prego being the two main
Hagu
ones.
is like Hagu might as well be the sauce that you get in the fucking in the Chef Boy HD.
Oh,
you
is
know
that bad?
Where it's almost like a cream of
liquidy. It's like ketchup, basically.
Tomato soup without the milk. Yeah. And some noodles.
Yeah.
Oof. You remember Chef Boy HD? The noodles was basically you touch them and take this off. There wasn't exactly al dente.
It was so weird. I remember eating the canned spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, as a kid.
And like to think of it now, like to think of actually opening up a can of spaghetti and meatballs and eating that willingly is so like I'm so repulsed by that idea.
In public school, they used to give you that one. They either gave you spaghetti and meatball, or they gave you what they call lasagna or beefaroni.
Beefaroni, yes, beefaroni. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound like a total snob, but bro, that stuff's not good
for you. Hey, look, they shouldn't be giving that to kids. And think
beefaroni, I totally remember.
Yeah, beefaroni
and the ravioli and stuff. Oh my god. My brother and I, we used to eat it. I mean, but like everybody did. Like, I'm not trying to be like all like I'm not trying to crap on my parenting. It's like everybody ate that. Yeah, everybody ate it.
Each in there is like dog food, porra. And imagine this in the public school when you used to see those lunch ladies to opening the can. The fucking can was this big. It's like a drum, and it wasn't no Chef Boy HD. That shit was like Franco-American, or it was like one of those off-brand. Kirkland, whatever.
Oh my god!
You wish you got Chef Boy HD.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's prison food level. It's like not good.
You ever notice this about public school? It's almost preparing you for prison. There's
prison, it is
similarity. They got the same fucking.
You're right. I'm not going to disagree with you here.
They made out of those cold fucking concrete, and it looked like something from like the turn of the century. It looked like fucking Shawshank Redemption. The same.
Yeah.
Food. I mean, God, are you?
Look at it's crazy. Okay.
for his size, you got the same yard, you got fights, you got. I mean, it's like junior fucking prison, caralho.
Dude, I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Okay, so I want to move along to something else because I'm just trying to go here. But here is our Chidi's Choice.
Hello,
for the main
and welcome
event
to
on
another
Saturday.
edition of Chidi's Choice.
Who
Chidi
is
is
the main-
feisty today. Chidi will be choosing the
Oh.
UFC Vegas 61 main event between Mackenzie Dern and Yan Xiaonan. What we do here is we take Chidi. He's got 2 piles of arugula here. We take the names. We randomize these here. We mix them up. We put one here, and then we put Chidi down. And here we go. Okay, wow.
He's hungry.
Okay.
You
Chidi
started.
does have a tendency to go to the right. Once again, he did go to the right.
You started.
Who does Chidi think will be winning the main event? Yan Xiaonan will get the nod according to Chidi. Chidi has spoken.
I refuse to
We
believe
shall see. We shall see.
this game.
So here's the thing. Yan Xiaonan is currently ranked number 6. Mackenzie Dern is currently ranked number 5. It is a classic striker versus grappler. Yan Xiaonan being the striker, Mackenzie being the grappler. Even though Mackenzie's hands have really come along since her work with our dear friend Jason Perillo, who is a former guest on this show, who people should go back and definitely look at that episode because Jason was a freaking awesome guest. As expected, but it's a tough fight for her. You know, Yan Xiaonan is going to be, I think, a bigger girl and a more natural striker. And yeah, you know, I mean, it should be an interesting fight.
I will say this: for Mackenzie, striking's got a lot better. I think that she'll be able to. Obviously, she's not going to be as good the striking, but I bet you the chasm between the ground game is going to be even more lopsided.
Well, of course. And here's some footage of Mackenzie. Of course, that's just it. Is that it's such a striker? It's a classic striker versus grappler thing. That once, you know, if Mackenzie's able to get her to the canvas, that's home field advantage, obviously. And we all know how incredible she is there.
Better. Look how much fucking better that shit.
Oh,
looks.
I'm a fan. Listen, believe
Yeah.
me, I'm a fan. Like, so I don't necessarily have anything against Yan Xiaonan, but like,
No,
yeah, I'm not sure if
but-
Chidi's going to get it right, but you never know.
Mackenzie is a born fighter. I believe in her.
She's got the bojada.
I believe in her very much. She's got it. She's a heel fighter. Like I said, she having the DNA. Her father. She's just. People see it a lot more when the child is a man, you know. But I think they would be making a bigger deal about who her father is if she was a guy, you know.
I
Like
can
it-
agree with
like-
that.
Like part 2, the chip off the old block, you know. But when it's a girl, it's like, oh, she's doing fighting too or whatever, you know what
But
I mean?
funny that you said that because literally my dad used to call me the chip off the old block. And I literally can 100% appreciate that because I am much more like my father in that I'm a fighter in what I'm doing. And like, yeah, like 100% I agree that when it's a girl, people don't pay as much attention to that or whatever. If she was a boy and she had the success that she has right now, being 5th ranked in the world in her division, yeah. it would be a much bigger deal. But here you go.
Is maybe for people who is into jiu-jitsu, you know, Megatron is a big name. If you're not into jiu-jitsu, you might even be like, "Who the fuck is that?" You know, but
you might not know. You might not
Yes.
know. But right. But we
There's a
know
little bit
that
of that.
even if you
But
Yeah.
I believe that she really does have. You know how they say about even actors or whatever? It's like, you know how they just say someone has that it or whatever? They have like that certain something. I think that there's fighters that's even heel good at fighting who is successful who don't even have that. You know, like it just happens to be that they're great athletes and stuff like that. But it's like she has some certain thing where it's like she's supposed to be fighting. You know, like some other people you could say they could have success in football or basketball or whatever sport. But for some reason, I feel like, and I could be making this up, it's just in my brain, she's like a heel fighter, like a fighter's fighter. And I think that we just haven't seen the ceiling of this young lady yet.
Well, I would agree that we haven't seen the ceiling yet for her, and I would agree that there is something special about her because I do remember meeting her initially at a jiu-jitsu tournament or something, and she is just so bubbly, and she has just such a great personality. She's just real cute, and then when you throw up on that the skill level that she has, you know what I mean? It's like really hard not to like her.
Yeah.
So
And
I find her,
she's
yeah.
she wasn't.
Oh,
Somebody tried
hello?
to call me. Some fuckhead tried to call me just now.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, well, anyway, let me show everybody this. This, at any rate, is her opponent, Yan Xiaonan. So this is the thing, is this is number 5 versus number 6 in this matchup. So Yan Xiaonan is currently number 6. She has a win over Claudia Gadelha, Karolina Kowalkiewicz, Angela Hill. It's like, so, you know, Mackenzie has some good wins, but in fact, it seems like Yan Xiaonan has bigger names on her win list. But, and I think she's going to be a bigger girl physically. Maybe not, you know, but strawweights, you know, they're all tiny to me. But so when I say big, it's kind of funny because it's relative. They're all tiny. Sure. But she's scrappy, but you know, obviously this woman is going to try to keep it on the feet.
Yeah, of course. But the good thing is, like, you know, we talk about classic grappler versus striker match, but with the way Mackenzie's striking have progressed, it's not just gonna be like someone just trying to, you know, throwing one jab and trying to get takedown. Right. Like, she's not gonna be just out of her fucking element here, you know.
Not at all.
She's gonna look like, what the fuck is she doing out there? You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, no, Jason is a great coach. Of course, that's the whole thing, is that Mackenzie is totally, like you said, down to fight. Like she does have the dog in her. So yeah, I love it.
Oh,
it's gonna be fun.
I would like to put a dog in her. No, I'm kidding.
Hot dog. Put your wiener on your hot dog.
A Frank.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Oh my God. Well, people are talking about the only, you know, if that was Megatron from Decepticons.
Now then you really can't bet against her on that one.
The only Megatron I know is in Fallout 3. That's a character in a video game, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's in a novel by fucking Emily Dickinson.
I'm the one who reads books here.
I mean, he books.
Okay. Do you?
Yeah, I just
such as the manual from the court. That counts as a book.
Listen. I mean, all kind of stuff. I mean,
family court documents.
You ever seen The Joy of Sex? I hate that one.
Yeah. Do you?
We have like the 70s couple, and they got a bush, and they both have a bush, and they kiss each other. They do doggy style. They do missionary caralho. They do cunnilingus, fellatio. They kissing, eye contact. I hate about all of that.
You hate all of it. You hate.
No, I hate about it. I hate about it.
You read about it.
Yeah.
You read about it. Okay, so listen. I had earlier said we were going to do Chidi's choice and all this stuff, Dern versus Yan and everything. Okay, so I wanted to get into a couple of other things now. The card jitsu and this whole thing that had happened with this solar salesman. So I am curious your take on card jitsu. If you have seen this is something that Russia has put out apparently, and I've just seen it over social media with the two people in the car doing BJJ. What do you think of that?
Listen, I'm all for whatever. You know what I like about Russia with all that stuff is they'll do people fighting in a fucking car. They'll do people fight. You ever seen the one that had people literally fighting in a fucking telephone booth?
Yes.
They have that kind of shit. They had what I was interested in is they had like almost capture the flag, or what do you call where they have just two teams fighting, team MMA, just two, like, where it's almost like
Well,
Braveheart.
team MMA is there. Yeah, there was no capture the flag. That would actually be cool.
Whatever,
It was just two teams beating each other up.
Yeah. Now I like that because
It was like Warriors, the movie live
the
in
sad
real
part
IRL.
is when you see one team start to dwindle down, and
Yeah,
then
totally.
you see these fucking guys start to gang up on.
And they had like it was like a parkour course, and then they could jump all
That's
around
one
and
of
be.
them. That's one of them, but then there's another
Yeah.
ones that's just normal where they just on a flat surface and stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's fucking nuts.
Stupid
But
though.
yeah, I don't got a problem with it, but it's a gimmick. It's like when they did arm wrestling with they tried to do arm wrestling MMA where you arm wrestling, but then you also can punch or whatever.
So you were like tied down with the arm wrestling, right? And then
at the end of the day, it's like a freak show. It's good for a couple laughs for a minute, but do I think it's gonna catch on? No. I think that combat jiu-jitsu have a better chance of all the kind of exotic ones, because it just adds some slap boxing or whatever.
Right. Well, my friend Kenny Johnson would have been good at the arm wrestling MMA thing because Kenny is on SWAT. No, he's an actor. He used to play Lem on The Shield. He was Kazakh on what do you call it? The motorcycle show, Sons of Anarchy. He's on SWAT now. Anyway, he's an actor, but he's actually a pro arm wrestler too. He's amazing at it. And if people are on my YouTube channel, you should look and see, because I have an interview with him where he did this whole thing and he taught me arm wrestling and all this stuff. But he's an actor too, but he also trains up at Fortune Gym, the boxing gym, where my friend Justin Fortune is also Manny Pacquiao's coach and all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, Kenny would be great at arm wrestling and MMA all together. But yeah, it is goofy as hell. Like that stuff is just so
it's just a diversion. It's funny stuff, so whatever.
It is. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to get into with you, and I had sent this to you on the Twitter, and the only reason I'm not showing it here on the show is because I don't own it. Excuse me, and I don't know if we would get like a copyright strike about it. But if people have seen on Twitter and YouTube and TikTok or whatever, there was a guy, a solar salesman, went around. He was going around and he goes to this guy's house and he goes up to the front door and he says to the guy, he's like, hey, so-and-so, I'm whatever from the solar company. We're down here at 1674 and we're talking to all the, and he says N-words about solar. And he meant,
mind you, the guy he's talking to is black.
Yes. And he
right.
should have meant to say neighbors. And he says to a black man that we're talking to all the N-words. And then all of a sudden he catches himself. And then he like pats the guy on the arm like, no, bro. Like, we're cool. Right, we're good. And the dude, the homeowner, doesn't even say anything and just closes the door. This is all captured on one of those Ring camera type thingies.
He handled it the right way, by the way.
The homeowner? Yeah.
Just say, no, thank you.
I literally before the show, I showed it to my daughter and she was like, because I wanted to see her reaction to see, you know what I mean? And so she's watching along. She's what? Like it's jarring. And I'm curious if people have seen it, but it doesn't just roll off your tongue like that. If you use that all the time.
The thing is interesting because I have a theory about how this happened, but it's funny because we saw it in action tonight with Latifi, because he was talking about his fight with the Black Beast.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, I fucked the Black Beast. And then we was like, wait, what the fuck you just said? And he's like, I fought. You understand? So you would normally think that never happened, but unless I'm pretty sure Latifi didn't make love to the Black Beast.
Was he? What do you think that meant then? That he said
stuff.
that?
No. So my whole thing
is. What do you think it means that Ilir said that?
Listen,
Who's the black beast that he wants to?
What was that thing on Seinfeld where they was looking for the chocolate babka or whatever? I think he thought
Chocolate babka is so
I
good.
think
Oh
he
my
thought
god,
Black
I love
Beast was
chocolate
one of those
babka.
Albanian chocolate babka or whatever. Now, but you can see how someone can just say something out of their mouth, the complete
Right,
wrong
but the
thing.
N word.
Now, but okay, so you know what? Here's what I think happened. This is my theory of what happened. Because I tried to think of like, how the fuck you said that? Because that's a tough one. Because that's like,
Thank you, Fernando. It is pure cringe, that video.
oh yeah, oh my god, of course it is. But I tried to think to myself, okay, I don't think it's the first thing, which is, you know, you could see a stupid one of these prank that people like to do, these dumb fucking prank, you know, like let's do that and then pretend it was that so we can see how people react, whatever, and then go, no, it's a prank. I don't think it was that. What I think is this fucking guy truly is like, let's say, afraid of the black guys. You know what I mean? He's like, have a fear of that. And he's going in and hold on. By the way, I'm not, this is not an excuse. I'm thinking of how could it happen? So I think he's probably genuinely don't really understand black people and he's scared of them, okay? Now he go through the fucking house and the black guy opened the fucking door.
How dare he be a homeowner?
His mind, he's like thinking of the word. Of course he's not thinking of saying it. And then because he's thinking almost like, you know how when they said like you're thinking of the wrong outcome and then it happened, you know what I mean? Like, so
right, you're focusing on the thing. Yeah, the fact that he spent so much time thinking about it means
that word is so in his
okay, but why? That's the whole point. Why does he spend that much time thinking about the N word? That it's that much in his brain.
Well, of course. Now that's his problem. I understand. Yeah. Look,
that's the whole point. Is it's so front of mind for him and so familiar and so common that it's right there for him.
Of course. Now, the last thing I think, what I mean to say is the last thing I think he meant to do was fucking blurt that out. You understand? But it was in there, you know, like what? Oh, if we was talking to some of the.
But then he punches, then he taps him on the arm, like, no, we're cool, bro. If you touch me now, I'm gonna sue you for verbal assault because you called me the N-word, and then physical assault because then you touched me after. You don't get to touch me after you just called me the N-word. You don't get to touch me and be like, oh, we're cool, right? We're not cool, bro.
But let me tell you,
we're not cool. Not by a mile.
The N-word in question here was very smart because as much as he's in the hype, he knows that he'll be the one in fucking trouble if he beat that dude's ass. You understand?
Oh, because he's an N-word. So of course he handled it perfectly. But I'm just saying, if the dude did that to me and then touched me, I'd be like, oh no.
Yeah, that's tough.
No. Because I don't like when people touch me anyway. And that's a whole thing that a lot of women have anyway. Like, and you know, and that's the whole thing. Sometimes when people are like, hey, KB, can I take a picture? And you're like, yeah, cool. And then sometimes people try to touch you and you're like, bro.
Like, I don't mind if people who is fans or whatever, I let them to touch the merchandise because it's like it should imagine you was to touch like Havishing Hick Hood back in the 80s or something like that. But
I don't mind if somebody puts their arm in there up here, but I've had people try to put their arm in the small of my back or their hand. I'm like, bro.
The small of the back.
Like, we're not like that.
Women sometimes put their hand up my shirt or onto my Johnson.
Wish.
Now, what was I gonna say? Funny enough, I've had waiters get way too familiar and shit like that with me. They never said any like the racist word, but I've had strange situations before where like this one in particular, I remember this fucking guy was giving me a lot of like, and it's at a restaurant where it's like I'm on a date night, I'm dressed nice.
Yeah.
We're not at a fucking fast food restaurant or whatever. And this guy's giving me a lot of my man and this kind of shit, you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of like, yeah, whatever, you know, like a lot of colloquialisms and stuff. I don't even know this fucking guy. And then I noticed he's not serving us. He's not anywhere to be found. He's got like a big table and he's dealing with them like only. And then to add insult to injury, while me and the girl was just like commenting on how fucking crazy it is that this guy is like as if we invisible. This guy's like maybe 15 feet away from me, 10 feet away from me on the computer, you know, like doing the squirrel or whatever you call those fucking things.
Totally.
But he's doing the stuff, or I don't know this yet. I'm just, you know, talking to the girl. Then I hear, bro, like that. And then I look over. It's this guy halfway putting in some shit in the computer. And he's like, hey, bro, you good? You need anything? And whatever. And I'm like, the fuck this guy talking to him? I was in shock.
What restaurant were you in?
I don't want to mention because I never had this experience before. But
Are you serious?
The funny stuff was though, when you treat me
Can I speak to the manager, please? I would be full Karen at that point. Sorry.
No, here's even better. I do one better because fuck all that. Here's what I do instead. I didn't even complain.
And no tip.
I didn't. I did better than that one. I walk out on the bill, carajo.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you.
And so, you know, because he wasn't paying attention enough, so I go, hey, you don't want to pay. Obviously, you're not going to pay attention if we don't pay you a fucking dime.
Good for you.
So hopefully he's going to eat that one with the chips that he was giving the other customers the help.
Yeah. Good for you. He deserves it.
The situation, but it was funny. I could not fucking believe on top of everything. I hear, bro. I go, bro.
I can't believe you even turned around.
Because it was, you know, someone, you can tell it's for you. Because it took 5 of them.
And you don't want to turn around, but you're like, that is for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I go, bro, who and what? Anyway, so whatever.
Holy cannoli, that's nuts. That's nuts. I can't believe that happened. At any rate, yeah, that whole thing was just crazy to me. I know
it did check me by surprise too, but I'm not that it is what it is. Look, luckily it didn't get physical or nothing like that.
Yeah. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to ask you about, you saw that hold on, did I write down the name of the actual thing? No, I didn't, unfortunately. But NASA, you saw that NASA crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid, and it was because they want to try to test out the idea of, you know, in the future, if ever there was an asteroid hurtling towards the Earth, threatening to wipe out humankind, that they could try a strategy of diverting the asteroid, of like, you know, changing its path by impacting it and pushing it out of orbit or whatever, or range. So they hit it the other day, and it's very interesting. And I was watching the video on, you know, Twitter or whatever, seeing the video, and it's amazing because they show the video of the camera from the spacecraft and then the video of the whatever, you know, control room. And the whole point is like the video keeps clarifying the ground, right? So it's like further away, here's the impact of this thing, like, oh, then to zoom, it zooms in, it's like, and recalibrates, to zoom, zooms in, like, oh wow, it's gray, and this, oh, to zoom, recalibrates, oh, that's rocks, oh, to zoom, recalibrates, wow, that's really rocky, and to zoom, and then it goes impact, you know what I mean? But at that point, everybody in the control room is cheering, because that means it was a success story. And it is actually really kind of interesting that they were able to do that. Like, it is pretty cool that you're sitting in a control room somewhere and you control this thing to hit an asteroid out there in space.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's the heel Armageddon. I mean, they did a fucking movie about
100%.
But here, and also, hopefully, it's more like Armageddon and less like, what's that one? Like, Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
I hope it don't end up like that. But, the fuck I was gonna say. Now I get confused because there was a couple outer space story. Was this the fucking thing that looked like they thought looked like an alien spaceship, but it also looked like a big churd?
No, I don't necessarily know that. I think
it looked like a baby hoof. And then
it was a duty in the pool. It was duty in the pool.
Yeah, it looked like that. You remember? But do you know what I'm talking about? And even on Bill Maher, he said it was Close Encounter of the Third Kind.
I do remember that sometime back. I don't think this was the same asteroid. I think this was a different. I don't actually know that much about the target asteroid, though. To be
It was
honest
a
with you,
hemorrhoid.
I don't. I don't
Uh,
know that much about the target asteroid,
what?
but that is pretty fantastic. Like, look at like people are a-holes. Like on the whole, people are a-holes. That a lot of the ones that we deal with every day. But the fact that humankind is like people, there's some smarty pants people that have figured out how to do something cool like that. Like I gotta be honest with you, Renato. I have to applaud that.
Yeah, well, I have a question. I just thought of this because okay, so I'm assuming you said that it was America that did this now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so I mean it was in Brazil.
NASA.
Yeah, it was NASA. So the funny thing is though, there's a couple places that can do stuff like I mean, there's a couple places that
For
have
sure, other people. I didn't say we were the only ones.
no, that's not my point. My point is I'm surprised they're not fighting over who gonna pay for that. You know what I mean? Because if a fucking asteroid hit the planet, it's like it's gonna affect everybody.
Everybody.
Like, you can imagine like a government being like, no, you got this one, I'll get the next one.
No. So this is like, okay, so here's the thing. We're gonna save the planet, but we get 90% of control of everything now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know what I
would-
mean? Like there's gonna be a bargain. Like, yeah, there's gonna
Yeah.
be some leveraging going on.
And it depends on who's president or whatever, because certain people is gonna be like, hey, how do we leverage this shit or whatever?
Oh, people will do some nefarious stuff with that power if you could save the planet.
You
For
can
sure.
only imagine. So it's interesting that
Or half of it, like if you knew it was going to land and you're like, wow, this asteroid is 1.5 miles wide. So it's going to, the crater it'll take out is X amount, whatever. You're like, so it could take out X amount, like you could, that's crazy to think like you could start leveraging that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly it could, I mean, a certain kind of asteroid could just blow up could just destroy everything.
Well, for sure. And the ones who think the Earth is flat, they think it might just teeter totter like a tiddlywink, and then if it
Wait a
hits
second.
one side, and then we start flipping over.
You ever seen that one where the guy proved his own points? That is the document where the guy at the end proved that is fucking
No.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad for her because you see his brain
Anyway.
like, wait, and he goes like this. He goes, huh, that's interesting. Or whatever. Like,
Oh shoot! Really, he does a whole documentary
Because-
to prove it's flat, and he proves
there's
it's
a
not.
document that's like following people. The documentary people who's making it, they don't think the fucking Earth. They're following like the phenomena of people. It's from like maybe 5 years ago when this was really like taking hold on it.
Oh, it was a big thing, yeah.
And they go into all these different groups that is just fanatics of this whole. They even have like like a convention, like a Comic-Con, but like for people who believe in that. And so
Yeah.
then at the end, there's this person who he'd been following, who is dead set on doing like he's not just gonna check their word for it or whatever. He's gonna do this experiment with like some sophisticated shit. He have like a laser beam and whatever.
Mhm.
He have it perfectly a certain height of these circles, and one is far away, and one is this height, that height. And he's like, if the light if we can see the light at this height, that means the Earth is flat. No question. And if you can see it through this circle or whatever, that means it's round or whatever, And so he's certain that he's gonna see. And then he's like, okay, now shine your light. And he don't see shit. And he's like, I don't see anything. And the guy goes, well, I got it on. And he's like, well, hold it up this side. He's like, no, I don't. And he goes, hold it up to the one that would mean that it's harm. And then
There's a curve, right?
And then he go, huh. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. But you can see, like, it's crazy to see someone's whole shit just like
Whole thing because it's like does not compute. Like it does, yeah. Like your whole belief system now is shook.
But good for him that he actually, here's where I give him credit
for some realization.
Here's why I give him credit is just for at least trying to do a heel experiment instead of just going, no, it's like this or whatever. At least he tried,
So flat power, KKB more flat power. So that means KKB more. You believe that the Earth is flat? I don't know.
Well, there you go. Hey, everybody treats their own. If that float your boat, then
Hey, yeah, it's not like, whatever. It is what it is. And I should say, we're rounding the corner nearer to the end of the show than to the beginning, where a lot of the time we like to get the
that's a
relationship.
nice way to put it. That's a kind way to put it.
I'm just saying that a lot of time now is when we start to get into relationship questions and things like that. So if you have some that you want to put in the comment section, start thinking of it now.
Now,
While there was
while we're waiting for that, there was one stuff I meant to talk about last week that I thought was so funny, and it have to do. We was talking about a certain subject. I don't remember, but it was apropos. What the fuck were we talking about? It was. I think we brought up the Little Mermaid or whatever being black or something, and people was.
and people were mad about it.
Okay, so but I fucking forgot to bring this up because I started watching the fucking Lord to the Rings.
Okay, me too. I started watching it too.
Okay, so and first of all, it's fun.
But I'm only on the first episode, and I fell asleep.
I'm not gonna ruin nothing. But the funny stuff was I enjoyed to see the Black Hobbit and all that stuff. So to me, it was cool. Because but I like that stuff. It's a fantasy anyway. But and it was funny to me that people's fantasy, they were like, this shit's fantasy. But there shouldn't be no black people in there. So I'm thinking that's your fantasy. You know what I mean? But the funny stuff was so I know someone who is work on the show.
Okay.
The show. And we was talking about this dynamic because I was congratulating him. I go, hey, look, man, because they nerve, you never know how it's gonna be received. Of
course.
And I was saying like, hey, because I'm a fan of that stuff, and I used to love the cartoon movie when I was a kid, and so I consider myself a fan of that shit. So if it was shitty, he's gonna hear about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I told him I'm enjoying this one, and then and I said I like some of the character, whatever. And then we talked about the dynamic. I said something about I also love the Black Hobbit. And then he was like, LOL, and he was like, but he goes, well, you that makes you and nobody else.
You're in the minority.
And I was
unintended.
And I was laughing. I said, listen, you had to know that was coming. And he was like, yeah, we know. Unfortunately, we know. And then he said, but you know what? You're going to be, what's funny about it is worse than anything having to do with the Hobbit. He said, you know what people hate the most of anything? The most hatred where people want to blow up the studio or whatever. He said they hate the Puerto Rican elf. You know how they have a good-looking guy he looked light-skinned black?
Okay, yeah.
The elf, he's like a Legolas or something, but he look light-skinned. The fucking guy is Puerto Rican. And I didn't even know that. I thought he was black. And I started laughing my fucking ass off. And then I thought to myself, caralho. I thought to myself, it's about time there's a Puerto Rican elf in there, But I think they don't like because he's good look, He's good looking. Well, and also he's good with the white women, caralho. The white chick in the Hobbit channel or whatever, the shot.
Right. Well, and it's funny, like I said, I started to watch it, and I'm glad you brought that up because I was curious if you were watching it. I wasn't sure if I was going to want to watch it or not. And then I started watching. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But then I fell asleep, and then
yeah.
Huh?
You didn't got the Puerto Rican elf yet.
Probably not. But okay. But the whole thing about the colored elves and stuff, I crack up because this story, I love The Onion, on Twitter. And The Onion has a story. Whoops. Dang it. I just had it here. It was so funny. The story goes, and it's just making fun of the whole thing that it goes, guy on doomed planet mostly concerned with skin color of people in movies. You know what I mean? And then the whole story is even though he lives on a such and such planet, every day he spent the majority of his leisure time debating whether certain skin tones were realistic for fictional characters who inhabited fictional worlds on screens and film. But it's crazy because that's a thing. Like, people are legit mad about fictional people in a fictional world.
It's funny to me because here's what make me laugh about it most. I can't take it seriously. It's crazy to me. But I remember I got excited because when you listen, let's face it, a lot of cartoon, comic book hero and stuff like that when you're a kid, He-Man's.
They're all white.
check your pick. All of us kids is playing with the same shit, but a lot of them, it's just a white guy, so whatever. And you didn't
They're all
even,
white.
you took it for granted. You just go, that's the way. But then every once in a while, when there's one that look like you get all excited from that. So when I saw the commercial, you remember the trailer for the first Star Wars when they did the new Hebrew, like the new ones, not the first new ones, but the second set of new ones.
Yes.
And then they had a teaser where the stormtrooper take his helmet off and it's that British black guy or whatever.
Yep.
Boye,
yeah.
Johnny Bodega, whatever his fucking name.
Boyega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, oh shit, like that. I got excited from that. Okay.
That was cool. Yeah.
People had a fucking fit.
John Boyega.
And then what I thought to myself was, so you got, like, for instance, take that bar scene in the first Star Wars. You got guys with horns coming out of here. You got guys with a nose that look like a big dick. You got all kind of thing with all.
Fine. Oh no.
People need to just Jackson that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so you got the people with horns coming out of all parts of their bodies.
People with all half this, that, and the other stuffs and squiggly things and creatures and all kind of shit. But the one thing you just can't wrap your head around, that there would be a humanoid that look a little more darker than the fucking one. That's what tripped me out. I go, it don't matter if there's green or look like a blob. Don't have a skeleton, look like an octopus.
They just hate. They just hate.
I said, what the fuck is the problem
people here? Just hate brown-skinned people.
So anyway, and I don't. It is what it is. I'm not whatever. I'm not gonna complain about them complaining, whatever. But
it's just stupid.
And you know what?
It's just
the Puerto Rican guys. I know some Puerto Rican guys that would tell like those guys from the old neighborhood or whatever. I tell you those Puerto Rican, the one, the one like that.
I ain't papi.
Yeah, they would be like, yeah, papa. They see. I seen a Puerto Rican elf up in Van Cortlandt because I used to sell ice cold beer and Snapple, and I seen a Puerto Rican elf because they used to sell dust. I used to buy dust off of them.
Oh my God, dust.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican elf would sell angel dust for her.
Oh God.
In the Bronx.
Oh God. Oh,
I think that them. And also, my cousin used to work with one at the Keebler factory. They had a little one, the little elf, the Puerto Rican one, to make EL fun.
Oh God.
Who said the
God. Well, I'm looking to see if there's any questions here for us. But apparently, everybody's relationships are going really well. Oh, apparently, people want you to leave me.
What?
Can we get a solo Renato Laranja podcast too? Slow DK.
Oh, stop.
Apparently I'm in the way.
Oh, well, you'll knock it off for her. You saw the other day, I had to tell you to get rid of some Hanach haters on there. Come on. You just got people who's haters, whatever.
I'm kidding.
Let's see. What Don Iman say on the hairstyle?
Oh, he was so mean he hates black people. Is he even still alive?
Who, Donnie Imus?
Yeah.
He said nappy headed, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Right, the nappy headed basketball players, but is he still alive?
I don't fucking know. I don't hear about him. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder, is he? I don't even know.
I haven't thought about him in a long time. I know he used to go head to head with fucking Howard Stern. And we still hear about Howard Stern. I haven't heard about Don Imus since this guy. Right. But anyway, it's just funny. I don't take it seriously because I know that that's gonna happen. Whenever there's something like that, like for instance, I'll give you another example. That movie, the first gay romantic comedies about you came out.
Bros.
Now you knew that people was gonna fucking shit on it. You know what I mean? That people was gonna be fuck this or whatever. Why even? You know that they're gonna do it, so why you even care? You know what I mean? You can guarantee that a certain kind of person not gonna like that,
right?
So I mean, that's not your target audience, porra, you know.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Oh, and then if I make Carallo, you know, you want to know something? You know, some of the countries like this. Back in the time when I used to do the telenovela or whatever, my love interest was leaving the show, and so there was talk.
Lexi?
Yeah, so there was talk about, okay, well, people, a couple of people I knew on the show was like, oh, Carallo, be careful, because you know, when your love interest leaves, sometimes that means, you know, that
You're
you leave,
gone.
whatever, you know, unless you're part of a family, because every soap opera is like Romeo and Juliet. You know how it's the
Capulets and there's always two families, or
Yeah.
there's two main
and
families.
if you're not a blood of one of those family, you're not fucking one of those family, you're in
expendable.
trouble. And because there was only one black woman on the show,
Yep, Lexi
People
Carver,
was-
who married Abe. Well, not
People
initially.
was
She
trying to
married Abe Carver.
people tried to tell me, hey, Carallo, you know, man. And I was like, and I was doing good at that time, so I was like, I'm good, whatever. And then I talked to some people, and I said, well, what if you know, some of the producer, whatever. I said, well, why you don't just put me through whatever. I know a couple of chicks was either single or slutty on the show, you know, in the characters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they looked at me like I was like, huh? Come again? They was like, Middle America's not hay for that. And this was in like, let's say 2011. Just think about that. So they didn't even want to took a chance on a fucking soap opera with
an interracial marriage,
having a
or
kiss.
dating.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, clearly the research is telling them something about that, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
It is what it is, porra.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Well, I don't see any relationship questions for us here, so I guess people are doing okay.
What
But
about interracial relationship? Okay.
What about what? Oh, okay.
What about so if the movie sucks, nobody can say? Of course you can say. It's no. Don't make it like that, DK. If the movie sucks, it sucks. We're talking about if you haven't even seen it yet, and you're talking about, oh, fuck this. I mean, the movie didn't even came out yet, so people who's already shitting on it, he's shitting on it because it's a fucking movie about two bros getting together. Now,
oh, right. I see.
never mind the fact that it's done by Judd Apatow, which these same bros probably enjoy all his fucking movies. So,
and isn't it Billy Eichner or whatever, the guy that does the Billy on the Street stuff? Right. But yeah, you're right. What's to say? Judd Apatow has done some. He's done some of the greatest rom-coms, like "I Love You, Man" and whatever, 40-Year-Old Virgin. I think, right? Like those aren't those both his?
For my money,
he's awesome.
I'm not a gay man. However, if a movie is funny, I'm also not a 40-year-old virgin.
Right. It's a funny movie though.
It's funny. It's funny. So I'll give it a chance. If it's a piece of shit, then I'll say, hey, that wasn't for me, porra. And if it's not for me, it's not for me. There's plenty of rom-com that I could give a fuck about. But 40-year-old version, even if you want to call that a rom-com, was not one of them. I laughed my fucking ass off in that.
That was definitely a rom-com.
Yeah, but you know, it's a little dirtier than your average. You know,
it was definitely a rom-com. He ends up with the girl. I mean, it's
body humor and way
such
more,
a funny movie. God,
way
that's
more
such
gut
a funny
henching,
movie.
funny shit than you average.
Such a funny movie.
It wasn't
God.
in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Boy.
It's so good. That movie's so funny.
It's a fucking classic. It's too funny. I love it. And I didn't think I was.
I'll never get tired of it. I could watch it over and over, and you always find something else to appreciate because it's just so well cast too.
So I slept on that movie when it first came out. So I hadn't seen The Office, and I don't even think he had done The Office yet. Maybe he had or hadn't. I don't remember. But what I knew him from, Cahal or whatever, Steve Cahal. The only thing I knew him from was Anchorman, which I loved.
So good.
He was the weak link, not because he's not a good actor. To me, that character is not funny. It's not for me. That the dumb
yelling.
The dumb character. I understand people like that humor and they're not hung for laughing at it. That's just not my style. That one.
Sure. Sure.
Of his character. I love the movie. So I was like, I don't know about this guy. I was like, how come they're giving this fucking guy his own movie? So I didn't even saw it in the theater. And then I think it came on cable. I hinted that one or something, and I was laughing in cheers, and I became an immediate fan of that fucking guy. And oh, carajo, that movie. I even own that movie. I love that shit.
It's so good. The like I said, the cast is so good. The vibe, like you really felt like, you know, you hear this a lot of time where the cast is like, oh, we all get along like a family, but like you did feel like they got their lines down so well, or that it felt improvisational it felt very conversational and very real. And I'm sorry, but I love what is her face? Is her name Jane?
Yeah,
where she's like, you know, we could be F buddies or whatever. Like that whole scene, I'm in tears laughing.
And she's making
that was hilarious.
Yeah,
hilarious.
She's like a heel good improv person. She's making up a lot of that shit.
So,
Indian guy, the black guy, all this fucking
right.
guy.
And by the way, what's her face? I have always thought was sexy. I always liked the what's her face, the girl the lead girl.
I love her as an actress, Catherine Keener.
She's Catherine Keener. I've always really liked her. Yeah. So like to me, that movie just has like all pluses and no minuses. Yeah.
But the funny thing is about a movie like It Bros, and it might be a piece of shit. I haven't seen it, okay?
I haven't seen it either.
But the funny thing is, I think like certain kind of guys think like, well, I'm not gay. I can't watch that. I'm not gonna watch that. But the funny thing is, like, you watch a movie about Jeffrey Dahmer, and you're not a fucking serial killer.
I'm not a serial killer, right? Exactly.
I'm not a fucking mafioso.
I love Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, I don't murder people and make freaking clothes out of their skin.
Yeah. So it's just like it's a fucking movie. Like it's about
it's escapism.
And you know what? Another funny thing is, I don't know the ins and the outs of the fucking. That's a secret world to me of the gay datings and all that kind of stuff. It might be interesting to see what the fuck happens with these fucking guys.
For sure. I don't know either.
I don't think you're gonna become gay if you watch that one too. You know?
I don't think you can catch gay through the screen.
Why in the first place, boy?
But yeah, Slow DK saying that one is one of the top 5 best rom-coms ever. I agree. The 40-Year-Old Virgin is.
It's funny because I get that it's a rom-com, but in my mind, it's so good that it's just, to me, it's just a comedy that happens.
Just a comedy.
Shit in it. I wouldn't say that. Like, I could imagine a woman who loves rom-coms and like Hallmark fucking Christmas movies and stuff, seeing that and being like, this is a little bit much or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I could see how some girls would think it was a little too raunchy. Yes.
You know, so like it might be a little more on the.
But what business do I work in?
Yeah, true.
I'm not easily offended, Renato.
True.
Clearly. I've been here with you for a year. So we should wrap it up. Speaking of that being a year, this is a perfect endpoint for us. This was episode. No, I didn't see any relationship questions. So everybody's good this week. But
they wear jock strappy. They do some poppers and some and fetch. Yeah.
Oh, is that like from Heather's or whatever? Where
they do nitrate. They go, gotta.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, so wait, let me recommend a movie for this fucking guy. Then this comedian who said this stuff. So, The Ender Band. If you haven't seen it already, it's not a comedy, but it's a movie called Cruising, and it's where Al Pacino.
That is definitely not a comedy.
I know, but
Pacino.
However, there's funny shit that's happening there, but there's a part where, because Al Pacino is a straight man that have to go undercover in the gay leather scene in like 1979, 80, and he's
in New York, like hardcore.
He's dancing like shirtless with his jeans, and he like these guys is dancing with like doing like a yeah brother kind of thing, but then they dancing like yeah, and he's all aggressive, and the other one share with Pacino like the amyl nitrate that he was talking about, and Pacino goes like this, like ha, and then continue dancing or whatever. It's not a comedy, but I was in fucking cheers laughing about that one. It's a hell of a. It's a
an
serious
intense
movie.
movie, yeah.
It's a thriller. It's actually not a bad movie. I mean, it's
Good
the
movie,
same
yeah.
director as The Exorcist and
Yeah,
Sorcerer.
it's good. It's good.
fucking To Live and Die in
good.
LA.
To
Not a
Live and
good.
Die in LA. It's good. It's good. With the Wang Chung song.
True. To Live
Yeah.
and Die in
Die in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The car
It's so
chase.
good.
Oh, porra.
Ooh.
Maybe
Just
we'll
remember
go
the
into
kind of
another time, but
sunsetty vibes. The whole
the-
thing was all that sort of orangey, sunsetty vibes.
I
and-
love that movie, and the car chase in that movie is one of maybe the top 3 in my mind of all fucking time. I think you go,
Really?
or maybe it's top 5.
Ronin?
Honin, yes. Okay, so I don't know if that's number 1, but you know
And then Italian Job?
oh, that's true. I wasn't even considered that one. The one that people, the two that people go to, where it's either you on this camp or you're on the other, like it's like Beatles and Rolling Stones, is Bullet and the French Connection. Okay. But
Okay.
there's also a movie called The 7 Ups with Roy Scheider, which okay, and you can tell there's no permits. They on the streets of fucking New York, just in and out of fucking shit with like Pontiacs. Crazy, fucking crazy. But wait, what movie were we just talking about? The fuck we were just talking about?
Huh?
To Live and Die in LA.
To Live and Die in LA, yeah.
That scene, I don't want to ruin nothing, but when they, they undercover, they doing that drug deal, and then shit goes sour. The fucking car chase that happened in there is one of the most exciting shit that.
I don't remember.
Oh, well, you gotta go back to that one.
Okay.
And they have a young Will Peterson who, was very exciting at that time.
A young who?
Will
A young
Peterson,
who?
William Peterson from,
Oh, yeah, right,
the
right.
guy CSI, but he was in Manhunter. You ever seen that?
Yeah, I know who he is. No, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at that time, he was like young and fucking virile.
And a little sexy. Yeah, kind of had the Miami Vice vibe going on.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
And he
cool,
have
cool,
a young
cool, cool, cool.
fucking Willem Dafoe is the bad guy playing that like the counterfeiter. And
Love me some Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Well, we've spoken about him before. Both of us. I pray at the altar of Willem Dafoe. Like I'm such a fan.
Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe, one of my all-time favorite. I mean,
Yeah,
as a young guy, as an old guy, every fucking thing he does, he never have a sour note.
I told you I got to interview him once, and I was effing thrilled. Like I was over the moon. Like I was so excited because it just was so rare, and I was so excited,
Well, you should be.
And then you walk in and you gotta be cool, and you're trying to be cool, but in your brain you're like, oh my god, I love you, I love you, I love you.
That's a fucking tough one. You never know how to behave, because the funny thing is, I hate this when someone, like, there might be a big Hanachi fan, and they so big and of it that they try to go so hard in the other direction where it feel like they don't like, where they hate your guts or something, or they think
right.
Because they're trying so fucking hard not to kiss your ass or show that they like you or whatever. But it's like, the other thing is when someone has just no shame and they just be like, I love, you know what I mean? And then you're like, yeah.
I'm unabashed with it. I'm like, I can't help it, because if I see people that I really like, I'm just like, I can't even, like, I think you're awesome. Like I can't not say it.
The problem I have, and I finally understood what it is. If anybody, I meet or see anybody that was famous when I was like an adolescent, that I was a big fan of then, they still like in Mount Olympus to me. They
because you're a kid again.
Yeah. So I can't. I'm nervous. If they came later, I'm like, whatever. They're just a human being to me. I get it. But if it's someone, even a minor celebrity from then, it's like I start getting nervous. I can't even talk to that one. Yeah. I told you I met Biz Markie, and I didn't even know what you said. I had to have my girlfriend at the time ask him to take a picture, which is not like me. And this is big. Nobody else cared. We was in Best Buy. Nobody. I
can't believe that's crazy that you couldn't say it yourself.
But that's what I mean. And I was thinking to myself afterwards, and she was kind of tripped out. She was like, I never seen you like that. And I said, I don't know why. It shouldn't be a big deal. He's like not even relevant no more. And then I'm like, but I couldn't. I was like, and it was because I was reverted back to a child, you know?
Right.
I wouldn't have been that nervous about fucking Brad Pitt or something. You know what I mean? But
right,
it was,
of course.
Marquis was like, oh, caralho, it's him. Yeah. It don't, you know, it is what it is, caralho.
It is what it is.
Like,
It is what it is.
I probably shit myself.
Hey, okay, so listen, where can people find you on social media, Renato? And why and they should find you because you post very funny clips. But where can they find you?
Oh, thank you. They can find me on Renato _Laranja. Renato _Laranja on Instagram, and from there you're gonna find the whole new world gonna open up to you. Found me on there. Tell all your friends. Let's get the numbers even more. Listen, I have hundreds of thousands, but let's get even more of that one. Why not hundreds of million, caralho? How can the Kardashians have more than your Renato, caralho?
You're 100% right. You post funny clips. You post really good music. You post a lot of good stuff. So yeah.
You know, what do I gotta do to get 10 million? I guess you gotta suck Hey Jay's joint.
This is what I was gonna say. I always know that I've always joked that a well-placed nip slip will make my numbers go up. You know what I mean? Like girls can kind of accidentally, have sex tapes slip or nip slip or whatever like that. But I've just chosen not to do that.
I thought of showing but is that too much?
That's too much. It's too little and too much at the same time.
You know what? This is it. This is unbelievable. This is just unbelievable, caralho. The premise of that on his face is far-fetched. No one's gonna even. It's too much. It's too. That's over the top. They can sense the size of that one. It's
from underneath the screen here.
It's
where
big.
You're going commando.
It's big than you
back around to the beginning of the show. Yeah.
It's big than it's big than the whole asteroid that they had to shoot out of the spaceship or whatever. It's like this, caralho. Like a hardwood tree. They have some bark on there too. Oh, caralho.
Oh my god. Okay, folks. Well, anyway,
ivy that's grown to the side of the one.
Thank you for joining us. These are all available. This is episode 1 of season 2. So this is episode 53 overall. You can find all of the past episodes on fistivities.com and on YouTube /Karyn Bryant, Karyn. Bryant, as in Kobe, no relation, but may he rest in peace. That is my Twitter handle. That is my YouTube handle. Over on Instagram, I'm at KB Heat. Like he said, you can find him at Renato _Laranja on Instagram and on the Twitter. We also do make these shows available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Amazon Music. So you can download this if you want. We know sometimes the show is a little long and sometimes you maybe want to take it with you while you're commuting or, working out or whatever. So we have made them available there, and I'm uploading past episodes there as well. So yeah. Hopefully people can check him out, but I appreciate it. And Ilir Latifi, Renato, was such a great guest. I knew he would be, but if people joined us late at all during the course of this show, they should definitely go back and check it out because Ilir was awesome.
You gotta love that he came with the fucking shirt off for her. I mean, the balls on this guy. You gotta love that. I had to give him credit on that.
It was so on brand. It was so on brand.
Listen, I had a feeling he was gonna did that. I almost put on a proper shirt, and then I went, no, I'm not gonna be upstaged by this fucking guy. So I put on this, and then he even did one better. He do no fucking shirt.
Yeah, because he had like pecs popping and like.
Never mind that. We got some stuff here too, caralho.
You both look great.
Not true. Listen, what about the sincerity? Of like, he's like, yeah, you have a perfect body too, but for a dancer or a high wire trapeze artist or whatever, like. But the funny thing is, he wasn't even trying to diss; he was being sincere. That was what hurt even more. You understand? You get it. He wasn't even trying to diss me. And because it was a sincere thing, it was even more painful, caralho. That's okay. I'm gonna get the last laugh. I'm gonna get
Okay, folks.
that.
Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys all playing along with us. We really, really do. Please spend your Tuesday nights with us. We'll be back next week. And I will be working this weekend at UFC Vegas 61. So I will be there for Ilir's fight. And yeah, we saw Chidi's choice here. He believes that Yan Xiaonan will be getting the win over Mackenzie Dern. We shall see. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us, Renato. Yeah, this was fun. Good to see you.
It was great to meet you.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Ciao. Mm-mm.